Hey there, I'm Cyberchroma, and welcome to another stream where I started the stream way before I was actually ready. So apologies, it was 5 minutes, and normally the last many streams I've been able to start about 2 minutes in, but oh well, that's fine. Hey, Mr. Stupid44, hello, and welcome one and all to my first programming stream in a long while. It has been a while since I've done an actual coding stream. And I don't know how this is going to go. We have to get back into the groove of doing this, but live. So, it will be experimentational, especially because I got to figure out more specifically what we're actually doing with all of this. One thing to have a plan and do it, another thing to also be having to make the plan and decide if it's even a good plan in the first place. Well, yeah, hello, I see that pog. First, actually, the thing that I haven't had to worry about in a while, usually when I had programming streams, I'd have background music going on. When we've been playing random games, I haven't had to worry about that. So we're gonna, this won't be so loud that it'll kill your ears, right? Okay, we're gonna start with it being super low just to be, I'm gonna creep up the volume to make sure that everything is even being really, that's the alert that's being loud. Hey, then, I see, yep, you found my new redeem thing. Something like, oh, that looks loud. Something like that. Very quiet, subtle in the background, not drowning out my voice. Also keep in mind that of my random playlist of different video game music, different particular things of music are going to be louder or quieter than other bits. So, hopefully, it'll be fine. First thing, it randomly just one of the last levels in Sonic Colors because that's what randomized shuffled to the top of the list. But yeah, you see, that redeem there. I added one, Hello World, because it's like the first programming thing they do, and it's you can redeem it once a stream for funsies. Yeah, and maybe I'll add more things like that as I think of them. And even the ones that are currently there, it's on my list to potentially like actually make them look pretty. Like they're all just random color, but the default things I want to make them actually. I guess this one actually is a thing that Francesco designed. I want to make actual things, ideally, at some point. Whether I, like, Photoshop up some stuff or Blenderify some stuff, I don't know, it'd be cool to have more personal polish and whatnot. But I've actually been making a little bit of a list that's very incomplete. And I know there's things that we talked about on stream. Some things I've remembered and have written down. I definitely know there's things I've forgotten. And I see Slurp. Yep, I'll hydrate. Well, you hydrate. Yeah, we'll do. After today's stream means I finally get to rest my voice a bit. I feel pretty fine right now, but it's been the case for the last, like, week where I go into a stream feeling fine, but then very quickly into the stream, I'm like, raspy throat from all the yelling. So I need to take, to recap of anyone who's unfamiliar, as I've said many times in the last couple streams, after today's stream, I'm going to be taking a break for a week. I'm going to be doing stuff in the background. It's not going to be much of a relaxing break as much as a be productive and do things. Well, we'll see how much I do things with being busy with other life things. But also I get to rest my voice and come back with not having a raspy throat by the end of every stream. So that'll be nice, hopefully. Anyway, but then also, I want to, so this month of January, I have streamed, including this stream, 31 out of 31 days of January. I actually stuck to having a good, consistent stream schedule, even starting stream usually around the same time, somewhere between like 6 and 8-ish, close enough. So that has been cool and all, but streaming this much, I've been putting things off that I gotta like catch up on. I keep joking saying taxes, but like I do, like that is a thing I gotta do at some point. And for me, because I'm a contractor or whatever, I have to, like, my taxes are more involved and have more stuff going on. Anyways, but then other than that, I have other just things I have to catch up on. And then also, stuff like this, that today, in today's programming stream extravaganza, we're going to be hopefully doing some stuff of making the thing that's been down there for a while better. And then I'm going to be going off and doing more of that on my own time with an extra wanting to put work into graphical things and making this thing look better. But a part of that is also, I have this, that's the thing over here. This one doesn't really need to change that much, I don't think. It's pretty good as is with just idle background thing for chat to be. Initially, I made this and it was wide, and it was an idle thing I had at the bottom at one point. The whole plan of the thing that's idly down there as I'm doing other things has changed a lot since I first conceptualized it, and I'm sure it's going to continue to change a lot. Yeah, the idea of it being like, oh, two cubes that are doing this sort of game competition thing is relatively new. And I don't, like, I still developing the idea, and we'll see how much it changes, and if by the end of it turns into something completely different entirely. Who knows? But also I have a thing I showed before. I have this. I don't think I'll be working on this on stream. This is some graphical practice stuff. But this is for practicing doing some 3D modeling stuff. I took a screenshot from Doom, and I'm trying to remake basically this room in Unity. It's not like, it doesn't need to be exactly one-to-one, but like close-ish. More to, you know, practice doing some level stuff. And well, I'm going to do this, and I might do a few more with other screenshots of other games and da-da-da-da. But anyways, that's this whole thing. I have been, the last couple days, I found some stuff. Actually, okay, we'll get into this, but while I have things to ramble about, I want to ramble about some things. I'm not going to be able to quickly, I might be able to quickly do a thing. I've been messing around with finding some models of some environments in some games and tearing through what makes them tick. It's been pretty cool and all that. Here's an example of one that I think is neat. Behold! Ripped model. I did not rip the model, I just found them on some website. So, like, how they were ripped and whatnot, like whether this is exactly like one-to-one, whatever, how it is an actual game versus not, da-da-da. Actually, before I say what this is, can anybody immediately tell what game this is? I know what this is because I specifically seeked it out. Anyone know what level environment this is? I just got 430 channel points. Woo! Awesome. Cool. I don't know what specifically does that, but fantastic. Oh, that's the, like, when you're in someone's stream for a while, there's like a, beside chat, there's like a thing you click to get bonus points. Does that get 450? I don't know the scaling of how that works. Anyways, so this is a game that's on, actually, I was about to say, I guess it's on a few consoles. It's on GameCube and PS2. Is it on Xbox? It might have been. I initially played this on GameCube. And time is up. This is from the game Crash Bandicoot, Crash Tag Team Racing. This is the hub area. It's a racing game that has story to the degree that it's a kind of a, sort of a platformer in a way. Platforming is like secondary, but you do have an area that you actually run around on foot and go to different areas that have other running around and interacting with things, but then you go into like entrances into racetracks, and then you do what the main game is, that is racing and whatnot. And it's pretty cool. This is like the hub area kind of that game, where then there's actually like characters that you talk to unlock, be able to play as them in races and get different cars and stuff, and it's cool. Oh yeah, I have the it's usually 50, but if you throw a 3-stream watch streak, it gives you 450. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Did not know that. I have much to learn in the intricacies of, I guess, Twitch channel points. I have Crash Bandicoot Trilogy for Switch. Awesome. Neato. I have it on PC. Actually, technically, I guess I do have it on Switch too. The Switch too? No, I have it early? No, on Switch as well. But I have it on Steam. I do plan to, actually, sorry, okay, I had to remember, I was gonna sing from the line, I've 100%ed it on, yeah, it was on the Switch, yeah, I 100%ed it on the Switch version with a friend, but on my own Steam account, I've played it, but have not, I don't think my Steam account has all the achievements, but, if I want to 100% all my Steam games, it means I gotta go through it again and, get all the Twitch achievements. Where is it? It's around here somewhere. Just curious to see. Wham! Got this many achievements. Anyway, we'll see if I. Some of that stuff is can be quite hard. I believe I remember the 100%ing the tail end of like the first game is the hardest. The second and third 100%ing them are as bad in comparison. Anyways, but yeah, that'd be a thing. What was I saying? But yeah, so an example of a thing I've been looking into a bunch of different like maps of different places. Some more broken than others. in terms of me actually able to like see cool stuff of what's going on. But it's just cool analyzing like, oh, here's an example of like an actual environment in a game and how it's put together and blah blah blah, with like keeping in mind that because of whatever magic of how people like me being able to get into Blender, I'm sure this doesn't one-to-one match stuff, especially that because these are all just static models. I know that in game there's like stuff in the environment that moves, like this is skipping, like this doesn't have basically anything that moves or any characters and da 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 da. It's basically just the static environment stuff. So like here there's a giant thing that spins around and stuff like that, and then some part over I think here that has some moving platforms and stuff like that. Anyway, so this is but still it's just cool to see. And then like mainly a thing that I was interested in seeing roughly is actually kind of how much certain areas of environment are split off into different models versus how much like, oh, here's one model that's the entire thing versus here's one model that's just like the gear. I was curious of kind of how some of that stuff was split up, and then how some stuff was done with textures and blah blah blah. And those are just one example of stuff I was looking at. If I'm to find another real quick, just for funsies, let me just undo that, and then what's another one that's fascinating? Hold on. Yeah, and we're going to a blah. I have to remember this one's a DAE file or an object file, because that matters. Where are you? You are... Found you. There, and that you're an OBJ file. Okay, blep and blep. And we will get to programming at some point in this stream. This has been very much fascinating to me, and so I am spreading my being fascinated in such things. Bam, blam. This is from Sonic 06. The game is technically just called Sonic the Hedgehog, but it came out in the year 2006 and has an ambiguous name, so people refer to it as Sonic 06. That is the lore behind that. This is a level, decently, like halfway through the game-ish, called Crisis City, a pretty iconic level for it. In that game, you have a few different campaigns, so a few different characters play this level. This is Sonic's version of this level, I believe. But crazy, just from far away, you can barely tell what's going on and what is level. But because I was scrolling through this earlier, I know that the level starts roughly around here. And again, this also like is just some static environment stuff. No enemies, no like anything that moves is basically not here. But that's just how that is. Yeah, but like you start on this rail, you start in this like snowboarding section. You're on a snowboard-esque thing, but going down buildings and stuff, and then you get anything that turns, and you go do all of this stuff. Right here, the game actually goes into a loading screen, so you don't actually see you running up and down this loop. It hits a loading screen, and then you get spit out about here, I think, and then you go on these rails and do all of this stuff. It's just very cool, just being a game designer person, and also a person who has, you know, played this game. And 100%ed it on Xbox 360. Just seeing, hey, I remember this chunk of level, cool seeing it all, you know, in Blender as a thing I can, like, scroll around and whatnot. And having to remember roughly how the level goes, to remember, like, where, this goes up here, and then down, and then across here. You, like, go across some boost pads around a circle like this, and then go up and into this building and fight some enemies, and then, whoo, and then fight some enemies, and then whoo, and then you go over here and do a bunch of stuff. But one thing was cool to me is just the fact that, like, I can look at this and I can see some obviously repeating texture. Now, this is an older game, right? So, like, you know, the standards of game quality from then to now. Also, this is not a very good game, so whether I should be using it as references at all is questionable, but still, you know, I mean, people have a lot of problems with this game. It's a very buggy mess, but it's still better than anything I've made, so there's that. But just interesting to see that I can look at this and see examples of obvious repeating textures. When you're playing this game for realsies, you don't really notice this stuff up close, especially with being a Sonic game where you're moving fast. That, you know, that extra, like the faster you're moving, the less you're necessarily noticing background details. So yeah, I don't know, this thing is cool to be looking at. I said the last two streams, I was 100% wrong both times, but this time I don't think I can stay for super long. All good, cool, nice. How are you, Cyber? I am doing swell. Like, this is, like, what I've been doing a bit of the last couple days. I was looking at just some of these models and stuff. And I'm not gonna go through everyone, but anyway, I thought, yeah, some of this stuff was cool. Okay, I wanna go look at one more, just because I think it's cool. And then we'll go back to actual programming and stuff. What was the other one that I wanted to, what was, oh no, it wasn't, oh, not there, but, was it in here? Hold on. Ah, yes. Got to find. Oh yeah, this one. Yeah. Hold on. I believe this one is also an object file. Blam, and then blam, and then I put it. No, where did I put you? I put you in a folder here, and I put you over here, and here, and here, and you're this guy. Blam, and this one is somehow all combined into one model. Yet I doubt it actually was in the actual thing. This from Crash Bandicoot: Wrath of Cortex. This is the first level of that game. Arctic Antics. And I can, see, funny, I'm also very rusty in Blender, haven't used it to make anything in quite a while, so even me just navigating all of this and whatnot has kind of, helped me just remember how to even, like, do anything in Blender, even just navigating around and going into, like, texture paint and UV editing stuff just to see how the textures and some of the stuff is set up. But anyways, so this is, I can roughly go through the level, and you go in Igloo, and so all this, but, you know, filled with crates, and alright, I think there is the place that goes to the death route, there's the thing that goes to the bonus level, and then, and then here's the end of the level, but if you take the special death route thing, you go through all this, and you go through over here, and then end of levels like on one of those things. But then also cool thing to me that's just like you don't think about when you're playing this kind of like level in a game for realsies. Around was it here? You go to like a bonus level. It's just like a 2D side scroller kind of section. I'm like, oh, did it like load it to that as a separate map? No, it is. I mean, because I haven't played this game in a while. It's like no, it just flies you over and then lands and then you're doing it. It's like oh, where is that? It's right here. Right here, there's just off to the side. It's just this 2D section that you go through that is filled with like crates and whatnot. But just seeing it in context, I was just this flat bit over here, and even that. Also, I see that redeemed up. Seeing that this level, I don't know, from a bird's eye view, how it kind of goes in a big circle, and then even like underground through this, and then comes back up, and it's like, oh hey, like this random waterfall. It's like you don't. Oh, hold on. You walk through this thing over that way. This is like water that, you know, you fall in and die. So you don't come over here, but you do walk through this part and seeing like, hey, it's like water that goes down and then freezes there. It's like completely different parts of the level you wouldn't even think are connected. I don't know. It's just cool to see this. To like, see how the pros did. You know, this is also, well, not necessarily considered a great game or whatever. Even still, just like seeing an example of, like, I'd still call professional to some degree level design, even if, you know, older game and whatnot. And yeah, 'tis cool. Anyway, so I've been dissecting this and way more. Just, yeah, been cool to do. And help me, like, figure out a better game plan for, you know, I'm trying to make levels and whatnot, how more properly to do it. But also, that there is no proper way to do it necessarily. Different game designers do very different things, and very much depends on the game and the type of game, just like in the genre of game that you're making for the do's and don'ts and whatever. But still, even just seeing examples of what different people have done from, like, different developers and whatnot, has helped me better wrap my head around how I possibly should be going about doing some game design stuff. Because there's even some stuff with level design specifically. There were some parts of making some level stuff that's like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't do it this way because nobody probably does it this way in a professional capacity. And then I'm seeing some examples of thing being done that way, and I'm like, oh, all right, that's an option. I just assumed that thing was not an option. I'm speaking generically, like there's, you know, little cases of just, yeah, it's just cool to see some examples of yeah, how some stuff like that is done. And anyways, okay, so with that aside, this thing here, I know what I wanted to do programming wise to start this, something that I've been on my agenda for a little bit. I was just putting off for doing it in a programming stream, and then after that, then to figure out what we're doing next. But I at least have one obvious, like, you know, part of the improvement for this game thing that I wanted to do, and that improvement is that, well, if I just go into play mode here, you can see the thing down there actually running from a bird's eye view. Okay, so currently it's, so these two cubes, just randomly, actually, can I get the, I even haven't looked at this scene in a little bit. You're not what I want, hold on, where is, why am I not seeing the nav mesh? No, why, I am, no, that's not, hold on. Oh, I have to, that's like, blah. Yeah, no, that was my block out to map out, where, hold on, that's it. Oh, no, don't, Forgetting how to do something that's extraordinarily simple. I don't remember why the nav mesh for this. It's like a blue thing that's like where the players and the boxes can go. I don't know why I'm not seeing it, and I'm forgetting what thing I may have turned off to temporarily hide it. Oh no. Oh wait, no, didn't I? Is it a thing in? Oh no. It's not just like, oh no, because I specifically turned off something that normally, there, okay, it's that. Found it, figured it out, all good, it's fine. Yes, so this blue area is roughly, well, not right, it is where the boxes are allowed to go. And you'll notice that it doesn't perfectly match these, because I specifically, yeah, have like where they can walk being different from the environments, like just because. But I have it a lot more in because the boxes here have a issue that I have to solve, but I don't have a good solution to this yet, but that's not the thing we're about to do right now. But just something I'm gonna mention is that in deciding where the boxes go, basically it, from a bird's eye view, just kind of pick a random point in this hypothetical box around the arena, and then, oh, you pick somewhere that's not on the blue line, we'll find the closest point to the blue area and then go there. Oh, you picked in the middle? Wham. Oh, you picked over here? You picked over here? Wow. Like it, so it's, because, I mean, the blue area doesn't take up that much of, if you were to draw one big hypothetical box around here, it's very frequent that it'll pick somewhere out here and then find itself to the line. So by having the blue line be thinner for now, it kind of hides it a little bit rather than hugging the edge. So I need thing number one is I need a better system for if I want to be randomly spawning these collectibles somewhere in the nav mesh. I need a better way to more accurately like pick somewhere random on the nav mesh with better uniformity or whatever. I could, if I wanted to, a more hard-coded kind of solution would be to just place some empty game objects around the area. For an environment this simple, I could just place a couple empty game objects, and those are all the allowed spawn points, and then pick one and spawn it there. But I, in theory, want something that's more easily scalable. Also, right now, this test environment is just a big square. That's also not the plan. I wanted this to be more of a labyrinth, like more of a maze with paths stretching out and going to different areas. And different areas perhaps like looking different, having different environments going on was kind of an idea I was having with this. And maybe different environments that are somewhat influenced by some of the games I played on stream recently was an idea that I had that could be cool. Not exactly one-to-one ripping stuff off, but just like vague concepts maybe, but I don't know. But we'll see where that goes. So yeah, so I wanted to just start with just like this, just quick, just going in a loop rather than, yeah, just to have some corridors is more of a test concept thing. And these were going to maybe be buildings of some style. Even this middle area was going to be buildings like the city street stuff. I just blocked out this as a temporary thing because it was a lot faster to set up. Yeah. Anyways, so in all that rambling, I said the first thing we're going to do is, and then I didn't explain that thing, so let me actually do that. Right now, there's two different gifts things, and I don't actually at some point, like, I made them gifts when it was like close to Christmas, because Christmas. I might turn them into like generic coins or something, because it might just be like random game collectible kind of a thing. I mean, it could still be gifts, but I'd like something that was a bit more, I don't know, collectible-y, more like purposely like generic collectible thing to like have it obvious that like it's like a video game collectible on purpose. Yeah, would be the idea. Right now they each chase their own different one, because first this was initially set up with just one player in mind, and then later I was like, oh, but what if there was two and they were competing against each other? And the easiest way to do that was just kind of duplicate the player, duplicate the one gift, and then assign them separately. I would like to instead, to make it more of a competition kind of thing, I want them to be fighting over the same gift. Well, actually, I have two ways I kind of want to go about that, and I'm not 100% sure which one. Either there's only one gift that spawns somewhere on the map, and then they're both running at it, and then, I mean, then it's kind of like whoever's closest to it gets it, but still, it's fine. Like, this doesn't need to be that complex of a thing. Or, and this might be more applicable if the map gets a lot larger, to spawn a few, and then one of the cubes, like, they just go towards the closest one to them. But I'm not, like, I might only do that if the map gets quite large. For a small map, I kind of want it to just be one, so it's like they're both fighting over the same thing, just because. Yeah, so I want to start by setting that up. And I just said possible 2 options. I guess for now we will set up, just one thing that they both go after. And eventually, in a more polished version of this, there needs to be a better, like, when that one collectible gets collected, how the 2 players respond to that, both the one that got it and the one that doesn't. Right now, the one that doesn't will just keep running because this was initially set up with 1 player in mind, where I didn't need to conceive of a state where player picks up the gift but also isn't the one to have picked it up, when now I do gotta consider that. The fun things are when you change an idea midway into doing it. Or specifically, when you assume an idea is gonna be one way, so you hard code things to make that thing happen, and then you change the plan so that hard-codedness doesn't work anymore. That's more of what happened here. Yeah, I mean, hypothetically, maybe there could be 4 people running around. Whoa, but that might be, 1, unnecessary, 2, I only got so much screen real estate. In order to fit into down there, it's, yeah, and, you know, have something that doesn't have a lot of height but is wide, and having the split screen makes it so much easier to just conceive of something, because then just the aspect ratio of each individual thing is better. Although I might be compressing it even more. I think that in my 7-day break or whatever, I'm going to be experimenting with rearranging some of my OBS setup a little bit, and one thing I think I'm going to be doing is cropping in like my webcam view just a little bit, and then I can pull that like over a bit and have it go down a bit, have it take up a bit more total screen space, which means that, and then chat will get pushed over a little bit, but that's fine. And then so then I might make it smaller a little bit, like we'll see. And then down there will be squished again, which is fine, because I mean what's on screen is meant to be the focus of the stream. Yeah, and then yeah, so this might be even smaller, which then might cause more complications. And we'll see. The point of the thing down there initially was, like, Mr. Stupid, you've heard me ramble about this just yesterday, I believe, but I'll just say again, just because, briefly. Example of cool thing that I programmed while I'm doing program streams, just because, both coolly programmed and cool art stuff, and thing that chat can interact with for funsies. But, yeah. But then I also want to make it, right now, my stream setup is kind of set up for it to be there 100% of the time. I want it to be, I want to set up my OBS layout to have it be more optional. I want to be able to have that game thing there, and then also be able to easily turn it off and have something behind it that doesn't look weird. Even if I just have, like, some text that's just like, you know, playing Subnautica or whatever, or coding enemies in my game or something. Could have something like that. And then when I want the game thing up, then I can, you know, press buttons and bring it up. Yeah, having it take up less real, like, if I can make the desktop view over there slightly bigger, then it'll feel less like wasted space down there for when the game thing isn't there. So that'll be cool and all. Yeah, so that be, that is part of my plans, that I need to, like, more narrow down if that is what I want to do, if there's gonna be any problems with those ideas, or if I want to expand them or do stuff in different ways. Blah, 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 yada, yada. Yeah, anyway, so let's actually code something, shall we? And then I can continue more of my rambling later. So, right now they both chase 2 independent things, so I need to start probably tearing apart the collectible code, and I could try changing it, but I think the way that it is when I was looking at it earlier, it's more kind of, it might be easier to sort of tear it apart and rebuild it rather than modifying what's there, but first I gotta find it. Where did I put it? Oh, all the way in here. Yes. This is the simple code that just makes the player move, which also does not look too great right now because it's meant to be super simple. I also don't need you. Oh, that's a different Unity version. That's fine. And yeah, I'll close this for now as well, just so it'll be easier to switch back and forth between this and this. I also, I'm gonna have to potentially do at some point, but I don't know if it's gonna cause me any problems to do so. Also, actually, I meant to move that in that folder, but that's fine. I'll let you recompile. How do I explain this? When I initially was making what this project turned into, there's a few different scenes. Are they still functional? Yeah. I did duplicate this Unity project, so I do have copies of this stuff in a different Unity scene. Unity project. Actually, I'm like 90% sure of that. Let me just double check that before I accidentally delete things that I don't want to delete. You are, yep, this, and, oh, Wait. Do I? Oh, hold on. I think I might, and if I do, I might have to do some digging to find it. But, you know, just in case I'm wrong, I'm going to real quick just close this, and I'm just going to duplicate this entire Unity project because of the other stuff that I might be taking out of this. I will want to save. Uh-huh. Oh, I have the old build, but I might not have the old... Yeah, this was... Actually, is this what I think it is? Let me double check. This guy. This is in... Is this the conveyor belt one? No. Oh, no, that was before I made the whole other scene, right? This was... Oh. It's not as old as I thought it was. Okay, well... Whoops. Oh, no, I had this on GitHub. Oh, that's what I'm thinking of. I have this project on GitHub as a private repository, so I do have, like, previous commits and stuff. But even still, I'd like just the copied Unity project for now. It was just a local thing. Old. Whoops. Caps locks. 1 second. Blarg. And then let me, what's your problem? That's fine. Oops. That's fine. That's just library stuff. Can be rebuilt. Okay, let's go reopen you again. And while I'm at it, actually, let me just upgrade this to Unity. I'm doing stuff that's off screen. Hold on. I was copying a folder and renaming it. Nothing that fancy. And then in Unity Hub, I was, these things were in different versions of Unity, so I was just doing that. Okay. This back over here. Okay, is this the right? Yeah. So, well, this I can now freely delete without consequences. Coding is something I could never see myself doing. It looks complicated, something my brain can't handle. It do indeed be complicated, and especially I code every day with my work, but it's very different than, you know, I'm using Unity and C#. It's different, the stuff that I'm doing with my work versus this stuff I'm doing on my own. Very different programs that do very different things, and this is all hobby stuff where I have to figure out what I even want to do, and then the step of how to do the thing. Especially this particular project is extra funky because it's not even a game, it's a thing for my stream, so that makes it extra funky and weird, but yeah. See, this actually is a very old version of this idea. I just want to see if this is still functional. It should be. Yeah. We made physicsy conveyor belts that I, at one point, was planning to make a tutorial on how I made these, and someday may still make that tutorial. We'll see. But yeah, it just has random multicolored cubes just falling down, and, well, this is not, if I really do this, it shouldn't break too much. Okay, hold on. And yeah. It looked basically like this, and it took up the whole screen, where over here was where Twitch chat was, and then along the bottom of the screen, and then over here was wasted space where the desktop and stuff is. But I eventually, because I made them two separate things, the circles and down there is two separate things, making them two separate programs. There's like not as much wasted space rendered for nothing, I thought. So we made this at one point. It was cool and all. And then we made, we were gonna try to make a laser type one. This never, like, turned out. I made the lasers because I was also gonna making lasers a tutorial. Actually, that was gonna potentially be my very next tutorial I was gonna make. And might still happen. We'll see. I just haven't made one of those in a while. But we made lasers that can real-time reflect off of stuff. I made the lasers for that tutorial, and then afterwards, like, oh, can I maybe convert this into one of these below-the-scene animation things? Because I was gonna maybe make a couple and would, like, switch between them every now and then. That might not happen in the same way anymore, but, let's see. Then there was this, the growing circles that eventually got repurposed to over there. This, I just had the idea for it one day and then made it in, like, an afternoon. This was a very quick thing to make. It looks complicated, but I was able to, I thought of a way to cheat it in a way that's not that bad. It's just, I have this thin, like, circle, I spawn them randomly, and they just slowly move down so that new ones are on top of the old ones, and after a long time, they eventually the oldest ones delete themselves, eventually when they're definitely way off screen. And yeah, they just spawn randomly, and they grow, and they're my brand colors, kind of cyan, magenta, yellow, but then just for extra colors, you got black, white, and gray, just because, just more variety, and this was all on the bottom at one point, and the side, I think. And then eventually I turned this into just the one on the side. And I don't think I have it here. Eventually I made a Halloween version of this with Halloween colors, just when it was October. I think I deleted that because I didn't need or want it anymore. And then, what is this? Oh, this is, oh yeah, okay, this is funky. This was just me, a few messing around with building some mechanic stuff that was gonna, any of these could have maybe been part of some below the stream animations or maybe some tutorial thing. But yeah, a lot of these never quite did. So this was, I wanted to see if I could get like 2 joints to like bend to like drag something across the floor. Didn't quite turn out super well, but I mean, technically it's moving. And then we got a catapult thing, which is cool. There's like a 0.01% chance I'll ever be a programmer. To be fair, the stuff I'm doing for all this is very weird and very complicated. And yeah, especially when you deal with a lot of physicsy things. Physics is complicated. Even with Unity having like built-in physics stuff, you can get it to like fine-tune it to do what you want it to do, especially when you're doing something that's less realistic physics and more exaggerated cartoony physics, I guess. Yeah, get complicated. But yeah, we got some cubes to launch. Normally, and a lot of times in a game type scenario, you'd maybe do this through like in animation or something. It'd be rare to have to make this physically accurate catapult necessarily, but this is more just to do it for funsies. Yeah. And I think, yeah, that's all of this test scene. And there was this stuff over here. I just want to remind myself why I have 2 of these scenes. Oh, yeah. Oh, is this the old one when there was one guy? Yeah, this lasted for a while. Oh, he falls through the floor. That's not a good sign. Hold on. I have no reason to. I'm just going to see if I can quickly fix this. How do you fall through the floor? Maybe you're just, I don't know if lifting up is going to do anything at all, but nope. Hold on. Why did you... I have no reason to fix this, but why did you fall through the floor? You do just not have... You're using a nav mesh agent, but there's no nav mesh anymore, right? I'd probably like, maybe bake that. Probably cleared it at some point. Yeah, okay. Okay, and then now you should work again, even though I don't need this to work, but whatever. I just want to see if I should, yeah. Oh, ignore that the wait, why is the... Oh, I turned down some quality settings on purpose just because it's just down there, not taking up a whole screen. So this is extra pixely, but it shouldn't necessarily be. But also this had the treatment of, where is it? Not that one. Oh, I can not that. Hold on, this, yeah. It was looking like this because it was below. Although it's seeming extra, like, a little bit funky than it was before, but that's fine. Anyways, so this was a thing we had for a while. It was gonna be like a on the side cube going left and right, maybe forward and back a little bit, and I was gonna design an intricate environment or whatever. Yeah, and then I decided, actually I forgot which happened first. I decided I wanted to have 2 things running around, or I decided to have, well, and then I also decided to have the camera actually be behind the player to emulate more of a 3D platformer kind of thing. I forget, they both of those ideas happened around the same time. I forget which happened first, but then it became, oh yeah, then it eventually became this, where it's like, oh, well, if it's falling behind them, I don't need the more flat environment. Let's use 3D. In theory, you want this to even have more up-down slopiness eventually, but that's going to happen too. I even want to, in theory, eventually, I don't know if it'll go this far, but right now, I want to keep it simple, and they just walk on a flat plane, and like, that's it. They have an animation of like hopping around, but just keeping it simple. But eventually, I wanted to emulate having like hazards and like jumping across gaps and stuff. But that was more of a, you know, get this working first and then make it more complicated. It'd be very cool. The idea with these things moving around is I wanted to emulate as if it's like you're playing a 3D platformer and it's like a 3D platformer character moving around, except instead of that, it's an AI that's doing that. But yeah, so that is in a sense how that is. Which then also the camera currently down there, it was like, it's very, it's forcefully right behind where the player is. That's not how 3D platformer cameras tend to look when humans are actually controlling them. So I want to, I have ideas of how I want to do that, make it better, but we will get there. Yeah, it's complicated, but right now this explanation is both me explaining to the audience my plans for the stuff and why I made it in the first place, and looking at this older stuff that I haven't looked at in months, just reminding me of some of this stuff. So I don't know if I will repurpose any of this other stuff necessarily. or how this thing will evolve, and if I'll decide at some point to completely change it into something else, or blah, blah, blah. What would be very nice is, as I do more making of other things, to be able to just incorporate more of my branding into it. That's not what the right word I want to use. Like, if I have things that can be inside references, stuff with my channel, having references to things with me in here, like, I don't know, something like with the referencing Rubik's Cubes, or I playing piano, or juggling, I don't know, or like my brand colors, or my dinosaur skateboarder guy, or when I make more work on my unicycle game, having references to that, and that kind of stuff would be cool to have more of a touch of me in this. But first I gotta get it to just be functional, more functional just in the first place. And that includes having Twitch chat be able to actually affect this with commands in some way. I don't know if we'll do that today. I did some minor Googling to make sure it was even easily possible in Unity, and take some work, but should be doable. Anyways, now, yeah, okay, we'll continue to ramble, but first things, I can't even say first thing anymore. It's already been, how has it been 45 minutes of rambling? I guess I was doing all that Blender stuff at the beginning, but, yeah, welcome to my programming streams where 90% of it is rambling, me figuring out just what I'm even doing. And then there's 10% actually coding. And then another 15% of the code isn't working. Why? Let's actually program some stuff, shall we? So, yeah, productivity levels dropping. Hey, first time that's redeemed in a bit. That is what that is for. It'll help to clean this up. I have this stuff in the project, I just duplicated it. I don't need a lot of this stuff here. This is not for this wandering cube thing. So I am actually going to delete it. Even, I don't believe this. Yes, yeah. And I can always bring it back with enough ease. This, and then even some of these that I don't need. Let me just make sure that I'm not accidentally deleting something I don't want to delete. Otherwise, gonna have more issues. What is old? Old conveyors. Wait, did I have... Oh, this was the Halloween one. Okay, right, yes. And then this was a different camera angle of the conveyor thing at some point, I think. This was when it wasn't even a... Like, it was just cubes touch this and move along. This was when I initially made the lasers and they don't line up to anything. They just bump up. Like, they don't line up to anything that could be used for the stream stuff. Yeah, that was, but it's cool that they reflect off of things, and that's what cool and whatnot. Even actually, this laser code is way easier to set up than one might think. For Unity specifically, using like built-in Unity things, this wasn't that bad. What do you mean some assets could not be deleted? And then it deletes. Okay, show me assets can't be deleted, and then it just does. Reduction laser, deconveyors, I just need to make sure I'm not deleting the right things. I am fine to delete the growing circles thing, because that's in another case where I duplicated the project to have the thing below here being a different Unity project. These lighting settings, this is, oh, I don't know anymore. This I shouldn't need. I don't know if I need this, hold on, let me double check. Yeah, you're using that, you are not using this, this can go by. Yes. Okay, and then scripts. The main thing I want to delete was a lot of these scripts that are not being used anytime soon. I believe basically all of these can stay, and in theory, everything else can go. Is that correct? Yep, you can go. Yeah. Unfortunately, I meant to say, unfortunately, I can't stay for too much longer because I have to do some things soon. All good, and, yeah, thanks for dropping by. Yeah, in a week, if I see you again, you hopefully will see this having a lot more progress. Actually, I don't know, like, before I make a lot of environmental graphical progress to this, I want to finish things like my, oh, what the, oh, that Doom recreation I was doing, and some other, like, practicing in more smaller, isolated things of doing environmental stuff, and then, because those, and that's easier to some degree, where it's just like, I'm taking something that already exists and recreating it. This, I gotta figure out what I even want to do in the first place, and then make it, textures and all. And I imagine this is a thing that's going to, I'm not just gonna make one design and have it be done, I'm gonna make this small environment and then expand it in different directions and stuff like that. That's the plan, in theory. Anyways, I can delete, okay, I can delete you, and you and you and this and this and this and yeah and yeah. Well, no, that'll be maybe a, hold on. Yes. I'm gonna make it, hold on, I'm gonna keep a few things. Hold on, this and this one and you and you and you and yes. Blam. Oh nope, this one too. Hold on. I have to just, some of these are like very generic things that I could drag and drop onto anything as I'm making some actual like level stuff. So yes, I'm not explaining myself very well or at all because I'm just sorting through stuff that shouldn't really be here. When we get into actually doing this collectible stuff, I will explain myself more thoroughly. This stuff I'm not even gonna sort through right now. This and not gonna sort through this stuff right now, and I don't need to touch any of that. Okay, that's okay. Hold on. These models don't need to stick around. One moment. You will stay. These will go. Yes. I should have done this initial clearing out of stuff maybe before the stream, but oh well. I was already running a bit late anyway. I initially wanted to start around 7, but then got busy with other things. And all this can go. This can go, this can go. And this can go. These things are for this, they will stay. This project, in terms of another case of, this small project can be a testing ground for me to learn things to apply to some of my actual game stuff. This is my first time using a thing in Unity called prefab variants. I've used prefabs a ton. They have a thing called prefab variant that is something I shied away from a lot. They're not, actually they're somewhat new-ish. I don't think they're new, but I don't think they're that old. I mean, just explain even what a prefab is. It's basically a way to be able to have like, oh look, here's a player, here's a player, here's a player. They're all the same. I change one, they all change. I want to make this one red, now they're all red. This one moves twice as fast, now they all move twice as fast. That's basically what a prefab's for. I guess you wouldn't really use that on a player. It's like, oh, I have a coin or an enemy or whatever. Oh, I have one of the player because I do, but usually it's, you know, you want multiple of the thing, but it's good to just kind of like, I'd say making it. Or, I mean, when you have multiple levels and then drag this player to this level, player into this level, and so on. A variant, a prefab variant is like, these things are the same, they share all their settings, with the exception of blah. So it's like, I have this as a prefab variant of this, so it's like, I make this move twice as fast, this will move twice as fast, and whatever. But I'm like, make this one green, this one's blue, and that's, like, this one overrides that it gets to be green. Yeah, that's, yeah, decent non-programmable explanation of what prefabs and prefab variants are. But anyways, I hadn't used prefab variants that much, and now I finally have, I guess. Anyway, also, yeah, he has eyes. Oh, this one does too, but yeah, that'd be a thing. Anyway, let's do actual stuff now, shall we? Enough goofing around. How do I want to start this? Okay, first thing I need to do is actually, now that I move around some of this code, let me find the code for the collectibles and the code for, also this opened up again, because I updated what version of Unity was in, it recalculates stuff. It's fine, I can close it down. Okay, this, wait, why do I have two, wait, what's the spin code? Did I drag and drop this in the wrong? Okay. Oh, the collectibles use these. Yeah, okay, technically that's, I guess that's, okay, never mind, yeah, that's fine. Well, yeah, okay, whatever, it's fine, okay. So we have two scripts of importance. This is the simple for now. It'll eventually get so much more complicated, I imagine. Code that moves the wandering cube player. That might eventually not even be a cube, but for now, it's going to be a cube for a long while. And this be the code that moves the collectible placer. It moves the collectibles. Or should I say collectible, because there will be only one of them. Well, that's the thing I gotta figure out of, so, even though, so okay, currently, you know, what happens is player gets collectible and then it goes away, and then another one shows up and they go get that. I thought it was a clever idea at first to, rather than just, you know, they get the collectible, destroy it, and then go over here and make new one, just keeping the old one around. Basically, it's like, oh, they got this one, well, turn it off, you know, move it over here invisibly, and then turn it back on. And that seems to work. It only works as long as there is only, like, I only want one collectible to exist at once. This very much assumes that there's going to be no overlap of, you know, as one gets destroyed with some animation that other one shows up. And by hard coding it to this degree, I do wonder if it, like, might, well, I mean, already has a little bit. If I want to future-proof, if I might change or add things, if this is going to cause issues, like wanting multiple collectibles to exist at the same time, blah, blah, blah. So I might be better off. I mean, I definitely want to. I had, like, you know, 2 fixed ones around. Sometimes when you make games like this, not really in this, when you have characters that shoot like bullets or whatever, sometimes you'll use something called object pooling, where you have like 10 of a thing, and then you'll just turn on ones as they're needed, and then rather than destroying and making new ones, it can be good for performance. For a collectible that there's only gonna be like one of necessarily, or potentially, and we're definitely gonna delete that second one. We're gonna only have one in existence. But I'm thinking it might be better to, for the long term, to actually, yeah, probably would be better to do the whole, have some collectible manager that's like, oh, this one was collected, do some fancy animation for it, and then destroy it, and spawn new one when we want to, so that there is allowed to be overlap, and then hopefully having it support the ability to have more than one collectible in play at once, if I decide I want to do that, which I think long term, once the maze gets large enough, then I would. So let's start with that. And then, with it being only one collectible, I want to better manage how the players seek that collectible and react once a different player has gotten it. And yeah, and right now it's gonna be super simple, not have a lot of polish, but in theory eventually it might be like, when they get the thing, have some quick victory animation kind of thing, and maybe the other one could also stop and do some kind of like, oh no, kind of animation. That might be the more long-term thing. For now, to be super simple, or just them being cues, they'll just stop and then go, probably. Yeah. Alright, so that's a bit of a plan. Let's start to execute the plan. That'll involve me tearing apart how some of this code currently is. Right now, I have collectible, and underneath is collectible model, and then gift box, and then blah, blah, blah. Because this object is where, well, actually, it'll be perfectly touching the floor, is where the, actually, I am, but something like that. Anyway, so this object that, like, is where the collectible, the center of the collectible is what the players are chasing. This is the thing that moves around. It has the logic for, right now, it has the logic for just disappearing and moving around. That will change. It's going to change right here, right now, to have new object that's like collectible manager or something along those lines, or collectibles, and that's fine. And this is going to have collectible placer code, which also has stuff that defines how big the map is to randomly decide where to spawn them. This is stuff that needs to be improved at some point. I don't have a good idea for how to improve it, but we'll get there. And I can delete you off. Did I not make collectibles an actual prefab? No, I did not. That's the thing I should have done. I mean, whether I wanted to before or not, now is definitely a case where I kind of, it's necessary to be spawned in. And we're going to go blam, and then this in here right away. We're just going to need to make a, what was this? Wait. Why did I have a hidden, oh, right, because the cubes used that. Right, that's the whole thing. Anyways, yeah, so we're going to have public game object called collectible, and I'm naming it generically rather than like calling it gift, because I might, as I said, change what the collectible thing actually is. Okay, blam, reference to the thing, wait for code to compile, and then blam, and then take that in. Wow, look at it in all its glory. This is gonna, yeah, okay, so we start with that. Okay, so now I just gotta remember how my code currently works to then change it thoroughly. So collectible placer on start, it moves the one collectible that existed through a coroutine that this is ready thing is for used by the players to kind of be like, all right, I've done, you know, eventually, like, I've done my spawning animation. You can go over to it now. Yeah, I'm trying to decide if, so some of this code might be separated where some code that's on the collectible manager that just manages like a puppet, or like a, what are those things called? When you have a puppet and the person's like controlling the strings. Puppet master, I guess. Code that's just controlling, hey, collectible, over there, you can spawn. And then we're gonna want code on the collectible itself that just handles, hey, that collectible needs to run whatever animations and do its floating up and down or whatever fancy collectible things. So I will separate some of that into a collectible placer. I guess we'll just have a thing called collectible. Collectible can be spelled with an I, like collectible or collectable. I go back and forth on how it, I mean, it technically can be spelled both ways, but I think actually the more common way is collectible. What's wrong? Hold on, let me just, I believe that I should be consistent in one way or the other. Collectible versus collectible. One is more common in like Britain and like Canada, and another more common in the US, I believe. I just want to double check which is the more common one. Yeah, collectible, preferred Canadian spelling, or collectable, a British variant. What does America commonly use? Probably ibble, I believe. Apparently collectable in Australia. I mean, yeah, they're both correct. I1 is more common. I mean, it doesn't matter which I use. I'm Canadian. I can go collectable. You know what? I embrace my Canadianness. And if it is more common in Canada, we're gonna go able. Just like color with a U. Anyway, yeah, okay. As long as I'm consistent, which I didn't, yeah, it's fine. Okay, change it here as well. Yeah. Okay, so, onto actually doing stuff sometime today. So, why does the collectible placer... Oh, because it's to go to the nav mesh. Yes, okay. Right, just having to remember how my own code do. So, we are going to... I mean, I'll rename this to... Spawn. Not now. Hold on. Nope, if I can press the right buttons. Spawn collectible. So to spawn a new one, we're gonna wait to spawn a new collectible, and we're going to say, so when spawning a new one is ready to get the next one, no, this is kind of assuming, I might just split this up. So this is IEnumerator, this is a coroutine, which means that it's, basically, it's easy way in Unity to have delays for stuff. This, like, a common use of it is this yield return new, wait for seconds, and it's like, wait this much time and then do more stuff. So we're gonna go, I'm gonna say collect, so I basically want two chunks. One that's, when you get the collectible, deal with that collectible was, actually I guess it doesn't even need to, does it? Wait a minute. The collectible placer doesn't need to care about a, so, like, the sequence of events that makes sense is start the game, spawn, there should be no collectibles around, spawn one, it's there, it does whatever initial information of showing up, and then once it's done that, then it says, hey players, I'm ready to be collected, and then they do their pathing and go get the thing. Whichever one gets one first, the player that collects the thing needs to tell the other player, hey, I got it. Unless the collectible manager should do that. It could set up some kind of event like, hey, a collectible was just collected. I don't do stuff with events that much in Unity, and I kind of should do more of that, but maybe I will here, because it might be an applicable place to do it. And then that collectible can then, once it's sent off the information to... It needs to tell the collectible placer in some way, hey, I just got collected, get ready to spawn a new one, but then it won't delete with the deleting of the old collectible. The collectible itself will be responsible for playing out its final animations and sound effects and whatever, and then deleting itself, and then... So then the placer will just wait some time, and then some delay, and then spawn a new one, and then tell that newly spawned collectible to do its initial animation stuff. Okay. So to make sure I was clear on that does make sense. So I can get rid of... I mean, this was like kind of placeholder stuff for... Eventually there might be some kind of animation thing. Right now we're building it without any of that stuff. Hold So how I utilize this is ready variable might change, but for now, wait to spawn new collectible. It's just gonna immediately have some delay that for now is 1 second. That's fine. Pick a new position. Rather than transform, it needs to spawn a new collectible and then have it be that. I really should have this be collectible prefab. Would be more correct. So then I can have. Hold on. Private. Oh. No, hold on. No, just game object. New collectible equals. So to spawn things in Unity, you use instantiate, and then the thing that you're spawning in, which is our collectible prefab, and then where you want it to actually spawn, and that's going to be. This is basically where we've calculated where we want the thing to spawn. I was double checking that I have that correct. Yeah, hit position. So you can pass in a rotation, which for our, actually, I mean, yeah, I guess for our purposes will just be Couturier.identity. The thing itself will potentially spin around, but this like parent of it will be fine. And then it's nice to give. When you spawn an object, parent it under something, which just means to, when this compiles, in Unity basically have it docked under something rather than just spawning 50 things there all messily. So we're spawning under this thing that is spawning it, which makes sense to do. Okay, collectible placer, blar, new position, find closest nav mesh place to it. New collectible equals spawn this thing. This new... Actually, do I even need... Well, in theory, actually, now would be the point to be like, on this thing, tell it to do stuff. Why do I set its local scale to 1? Oh! Wait, did I... Hold on. I get rid of the collectible by scaling it to 0? Why did I do it that way? I should... But I guess it worked beforehand, but now... No, we're not going to be doing that. I feel like I'm eventually going to need this reference for stuff, but maybe I don't right now. I'll keep it for now. I might get rid of it. And then I like wait some amount of time for if it needs to, it's to do some animation where it grows into place and looks all cool. And then tells the player, hey, it's done its animation. But I feel like it should be more up to the collectible itself to say, hey, I'm ready to be collected. My only issue with that is if I hypothetically decide I want to be able to have multiple collectibles in play at once. If I spawn one and then spawn 2, and then they both do this is ready thing. Just deciding how I want to handle that. They could both do one individually. I mean, should it be up to the players to just... I guess each individual collectible might need its own Boolean for whether it's ready to be an active thing that the players can seek out and collect. Let me double check something here. How does this decide where to hunt? Oh, this doesn't even, right, this assumes one collectible, so just target that thing. It doesn't do any finding of what collectible it should be going after. I guess right now, while there's one collectible, it can just... Well, the collectible placer could just have... I guess for now, the collectible placer could just have one variable that is the active collectible, but if I wanted more, hypothetically, to be in play at once, then I could have a list available of ready collectibles that then a player goes and looks at that list and determines which one's closest and then goes to that one. Something like that. A separate issue I've just realized, I don't know if it would be a problem, but if hypothetically player A is chasing a collectible over here and then a new one happens to spawn along its path that isn't a ready collectible yet, and then they accidentally collide, I need to make sure that that doesn't set off anything too early, necessarily. Which should just, I mean, I guess then the collectible itself could just not have collision or something, and then when it's ready, then it could turn on its colliders or something along those lines. Or change what layer it's on or something like that. I feel like turning on colliders would be the best way, probably. Okay, anyway, so, okay, with that said and done, I guess I do want, and we're gonna make it hidden, like, public hidden inspector here so that they, other things can see it. So we're gonna have a public game object. I guess we're just gonna call it active collectible. Which then means I guess I actually will active collectible equals that. Yeah. For now, that works. So now the active one's gonna be just the most recently spawned one. Sure. This is ready stuff should then not be handled here. Well, wait, no, hold on. Okay, sorry. Extra things to consider. If a player is, hypothetically, if I eventually have more collectibles, if player A is going towards a collectible and a new one does spawn right behind him and then reaches the whatever second of being now a new collectible that can be gathered, the player should reroute and turn around and then go get the closest one, right? That would be the smart thing to do. Also, I realized I corrected that. So instead of, but then that means then the player would need to be made aware this as soon as there's a new collectible out in the field. That needs to trigger something on the players to be able to respond to that. And I don't want, ideally, it's not super nice to have, you know, update function running every frame that tests. Is there a new collectible? No. Is there a new collectible? No. Is there a new collectible? Usually that's not an ideal way to do that. When a new collectible spawns and is ready, it should then tell the players, hey, I'm a thing that can be collected, and then the players should have some event or some function to be able to respond to that. I do only have 2 players. If I really wanted to, I could, like, I mean, I could have a collectible have just a hard, or even a collectible place or have hard-coded reference to both players, and then the collectible, you know, reroutes some function that does that. This is the ideal case where you use events, though, right? Collectible could just send an event that's like, hey, there's a new collectible out in the field, and then some function that just responds to that. Yeah, this is like the ideal use case of events that I very rarely, if ever, use. I have used them before, but not in a long time. I'm going to like double check a little bit some of the exact syntax. And there's a few different ways to do events, but anyways, okay, so that should work. That solves that issue. It solves 2 issues in one, which actually, does that even, well, yeah, because then as soon as a new collectible gets added to this list, and then it calls the thing, basically whenever this list change, or right now it's 1, it would be a list of 1 if I made it have multiple. Can you make this a static thing that then collectibles can add themselves to, maybe? Interesting. Here, we'll go, this is ready thing does not need to be here anymore, nor does it need to be here. That's not going to be up to that. Yeah, so actually, instead, I'm going to do this a bit differently. We're going to have a public static game object active collectibles. And you know, I just make this a list now. I say hypothetically it might be a list eventually, so let's just make it a list now, just more future proof, even if for now it's a list of just one thing. So this is going to do none of that. It's just going to spawn the thing, and then on the collectible it'll do something like on start, it'll do, you know, do whatever intro animation plus sound effects that are like temporary. We're not worrying about that any of that just yet. Once it's decided that it's ready, which is going to need to be in a coroutine of some kind. Oh, you my tour. Being indecisive with the names, like, wait until ready. I don't know if that's a great name, but whatever, it's fine. Descriptive enough. So I'm actually gonna then go from here and go, start coroutine, wait until ready. And I don't know if I'm going about all of this in the optimal ways, but whatever, it's fine. So now, hypothetically, let's say that this takes, again, looking at new, wait a second, that this hypothetical time for it to grow into existence. At this point, it's ready to be collected. So now, we follow this up by going, does it add itself to the list? So collectible, not like that. Collectible placer dot active collectibles plus equals game object. Or plus equals, I guess I don't need to do this, but I hypothetically can. I should make this a thing of a public thing of collectible game objects, just because. Plus equals this. Wait, you have an issue. Oh wait, is it? Oh, do I have to actually go? Sorry, dot append, right? Not dot append. You're good with that? I thought. Oh wait, no, I'm a fool. I'm a fool because I mean, okay, this shouldn't be. If I want to, yeah, this should be a normal list. I shows how long it's been since I've used a list. You know, they're not complicated at all. I'm just being dumb. Being extra dumb with syntax. Woo. What is your problem? Sorry. Non-generic type list can't be used with type. Wait. I am definitely just. Oh, it's because I didn't have. Oh. Yeah, you're good. It was new. I don't have to do this part, I think. No, that should be fine. Anyways, lists. So, lists and arrays are very similar, and like their basic use is basically to have a list of stuff. In the way that we use the English word of list. An array is not really meant to be modified mid-thing running. I think it can be, but you have to like define the length of it beforehand, and then you mess around with that amount of data. List, you're going to be adding to through it. You can add and delete stuff more better and properly. Anyway, so we append to the list. Now I need to set up an event that the players hook onto, and then they can trigger, wait, you don't need this, do you? No, dot add, why am I saying, yeah, it's not add, yeah, okay, blah, 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 yes, okay, being dumb, it's fine. So, now to set up the most basic event possible that, these things can hook onto in an easy way, I know there's a few different ways to do this. There's Unity. It's just real quick, just to like most basic of. Oh, no, alarm going off that I got to go feed my cat in a couple minutes. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna try to finish this out real quick. How do I? No, I'm, on. Just need to remember how to actually properly do this. So, there's a few different ways. Handling raising events. Yeah, this is the thing that I just want to go like, do I want it here though, or does it matter where? Okay, so on the collectible placer, we're gonna go public, just event. Wait, am I doing this the right way? Or am I thinking of a different word? The same kind of sender. No, I don't need any arguments. I just need to say that the thing happened. Why do you say event handler? Why do you have two things? Why am I? Hold on, real quick. I'm just looking at like a thing here to understand. Just remember why this has two. Well, if I put this straight up as an example, the second half is the name of the thing. Yeah, no, this isn't a thing, right? Will you? Hold on. Very rusty at this particular thing. Just trying to remember why and how this do. I guess while I'm looking at this, actually, yeah, I should real quick gotta go feed my cat. I will do that and then be back and then yeah, just sort this out. Yeah. All right, I will be back in like 5 minutes. Feed my cat and then we'll be right back. All right, I is back. Also, I suddenly figured out what I was, you were more Googling, more of what I'm having to do to achieve the thing that I want to do. And one thing is, the event handler is a thing, you need a system to use it. But also then now it's having a problem with random, so we're actually gonna not do that. Instead, use something like gsystem dot event handler, because, yeah, I'm not having as much context rather than writing ud_engine.random in all those places. Anyways, so now, if I'm remembering how to do this correctly, I want the thing that is... Hold on. So I want the thing that is... we're going to have this have the event thing on it. Or I don't know if it should actually be on the collectibles themselves. Well, the Wandering Cube has to be able to subscribe to it. So... Oh, but then... Well, no, because so I have here... Not there, I have, new collectible ready or something. Will be the name of this event. Should actually have a... No, we're doing this the Unity C# way. Yeah, that camel case. And then back over here, also this... Yep, so that. Over here, then I believe somewhere around, just here as an example, go, so the collectible placer dot, collect, or, no, new, oh, does that not show up unless I make it public? I made you public, though. I either need a specific reference to it. Can I make it a static event in this case? Because if there's only one of these. New collectible ready plus equal. This plus equals thing. That was the part that I remember. The plus equals, and then I believe next is sort of the function to be called once this happens. And no, I don't want to use static. Void. We'll call it handle event, but handle new collectible, and it's going to do some stuff. Plus equals. Handle new collectible, and I think it's gonna be missing or not. You won't have the brackets, right? And then must no overload matches event handler. So then it has to go like has to have the specific inputs of object. It doesn't have to be called sender, but the thing that's sent that triggered the event is what it has, and then event args e. I can potentially pass inputs into this. But in this particular case, I don't think I need to. Well, I could pass in the new collectible, but it's more... As soon as there's a new collectible ready, I kind of need to reevaluate all of them in this particular case. So, yeah. Okay. So we figured out that bit. And actually, this is where I want this. Yeah. So now each player, assuming I did this right, will sort of subscribe to this event. Oh, sorry. I forgot that extra step. I have to actually trigger the event. So once we want to trigger it, which happens here when a new collectible is considered ready after it does a little bit of intro stuff, we can then go collectible dot or collectible placer dot what did I just call the event 2 seconds ago? Where are you? Here. New collectible ready dot. It's like invoke. Oh no. What's your problem? Or do I just... No, it's not just... How do I say you off? No. Oh, what is your issue? How do I trigger you? The event can only be... How do I set you off? There's a way to do the thing, but how do I make that happen? Where are you? Wait, let's look at a different example real quick. Any different example of this actually set off the thing side? Do I need to call it with a certain events? No, hold on. What? It is dot invoke. What are you talking about? What? Tell me why invoke is wrong. Is it maybe another top thing I don't have? Oh, it's because I'm not in the system. I don't use system. And then will you show up invoke? No. This being the sender, and then event args.empty, because we're not actually passing anything as input just yet. What part are you missing? No, you are not only appear at left side of best equals or... Hold on, I'll figure this out. Why are you that way that you are? You're static, so you should be able to just be fine with just that. Double check that even that stage, you're not autofilling anything. Funky. What am I getting wrong here? If you have an event like my event, then my event plus equals blah. I'll just trigger event and then that does that. Do I have to do it from in here? Can I from in here go new collectible right.invo? Oh, it has to be on the thing. I can't call it from somewhere else. Really? And then center being this, and then event origin event. System.event.args.empty. So I can trigger it from here. So I guess, okay, technically, if I want to have it in this current configuration, I would just need to have some public static. Well, yeah, public static void trigger new collectible event, and then go something like blarg, and then I could call. Would you? Oh, it needs to have a specific thing. Oh, is that more of the problem because I made you static? You don't have a particular do you need an instance? Is that required? Do I have to send? Do I need the sender part? I don't care about that. I'm not using any of it. Can I? No. Have to be that. I don't need a sender. This says I need a sender, but I don't want one. Okay, fine. Well, I don't actually need, at this point, I don't need it on here, do I? I can put this on, the event itself on the collectible, having this new collectible ready, and then something like on the collectible that we're on, invoke, but then this just, this needs to be able to subscribe to it. Well, if you're static, then I think this can still do that. Oh, not that, right? Collectible, new thing. Is that all then? And then I don't need you at all? No extra luggage? Did I get that somewhere in the ballpark of correct? And then you don't even need this, because as long as I don't do any random number generation here, then that's fine. Okay, fine. There's the red underline, because we won't need that anymore in just a second. Cool. So, to make sure that I set that up right, that did not need to be that tricky. I'm just very rusty on doing that particular. I remember they're doing the plus equals bit, and you setting it off with invoke, which is a lot of the smaller details are on the way. I was fuzzy on, so whoops, but oh well. So, next thing is, just make sure that we set that up in the way that I wanted to. So, collectible placer, wait some time, having whatever delay that we want before it spawns a new one. Or, actually, this is just for the, actually, this might not want to be here. For now, it can be, that's fine, we'll come back to that. Takes a place, it spawns it, then on the collectible, has its starting stuff, does whatever setup it's going to need to do, adds itself to the collectible list, and then sets off the event, because in start both players subscribe to this event, they should then trigger this function when new collectible shows up, and then can do whatever they got to do there. Right? That seems correct. So now I guess gotta adjust this stuff. So rather than waiting for if the singular collectible is ready, because this ain't gonna be how that should be. I guess actually should this This is gonna need to change. So I'm just gonna delete and then kind of reconstruct. Is that bit on? Okay. So, what does the player need to do during gameplay? You'll have whatever collectible it's chasing and be going at that one. You know, set its destination as such, and then it's just going. And then either it hits the collectible or the other player hits the collectible. Something will set off. That would be a separate event for one player to trigger another player to be like, hey, got the collectible, so recalculate. I guess even if when a collectible goes away, it might need to set that off. But I don't know if that'll need to do slightly different stuff. Whenever a collectible shows up or goes away, some recalculating of paths will need to happen. But I also need to better handle that. Right now, if the player that does not get the collectible will keep running, I think whenever a collectible is gotten, both players are going to stop for a couple seconds and then start going at the next thing. Actually, is that how I want that to happen? If the collectibles were frequent and common, I wouldn't want the other player to keep, you know, if player A keeps getting collectibles every 5 seconds, I don't want player 2 to keep going forward and not being able to move, basically doing nothing just because the other player is getting a bunch of collectibles. But that shouldn't realistically happen in this environment. It's more like two things racing for one thing, that when one person gets it, then the other person's like, oh no, you know, not good. And then they go off and get the next one. But them both pausing is, I guess, good for them both to, you know, have whatever they do happen, and then they both sort of start the race again, I guess. Also gives time for the next collectible to show up. So I need these players to not break if there's no collectibles around. Hypothetically, they need to just not move, but not like error a bunch expecting there to be something. And if the other player if the player that this is gets the collectible, they need to stop and do whatever animation and then set off, hey, I got a collectible, for the other player to respond to that. If the other player got a collectible, then this one needs to be like, ah, darn, stop and then go get new collectible. That it shouldn't really, well, yeah, it's gonna wait for the, actually, should, if these players are doing whatever hypothetical animations of, oh no, and yes, did the thing, they should be forced to wait until that's done before they're allowed to sort of recalculate based on new collectible. How is that gonna work? I guess actually the new event might be more of a recalculate thing then. Hold on. So and sorry, second thing, if let's say player B is running towards a collectible, and then mid running towards that collectible, we spawn a new one and it happens to be closer to them. Should they stop and then turn around and get it, or should they immediately, almost quickly, like U-turn, like no stopping? It's an unlikely scenario, but I guess I'd prefer that they continue a sort of continuous movement rather than, because if we keep spawning collectibles and every time they stop, then I wouldn't want that, I don't think. So yeah, that should be continuous. So the only time where they stop is when a collectible has been gotten by them or the other player. Otherwise, they're always on the move, where they might mid-going recalculate where they're going. Okay, just gotta account for all of the scenarios, make sure it's all gonna work. So let's, okay, so starting from the top, I need this code to work if on start, and I guess on start there is going to be no collectibles, hypothetically. On start, we're waiting a second and then spawning a new one. So on start, we are, not moving, new collectible ready, you subscribe to that do nothing. Then when, actually, I don't know if I'll eventually do something extra special for the start of doing like a 3, 2, 1, go kind of thing. For now, not the plan, not super necessary. So, handle new collectible happening off of, at the very beginning, it's the new collectible spawn, they're gonna go get it. This should have some kind of I guess update destination works as a function name, but also, why do I have... Oh yeah, I do have it tested there, because I can't really... This wouldn't need to be an update if instead I just kind of tested, hey, we hit the trigger collider of the thing. Does the gift... Do the gifts have trigger colliders? Let me just double check real quick. Because, I mean, hypothetically, this shouldn't happen, but just so that the code doesn't break. If they're running at one collectible that they think is the closest one, and somehow, some way, they hit another one that's actually closer, but they didn't recalculate or something, that should still count. As long as it's not one that's getting, like, that's not ready yet, which, like, is doing whatever spawning animation, which should have colliders turned off. So this test I might change, other than this path pending thing, I might change deciding that we've hit the collectible to be a trigger thing, which I guess I'll just quickly, do you have... I guess it should be on the base thing that won't move. Actually, I'm going to make it a sphere collider that is a trigger that is going to kind of be slightly bigger than the box itself. Actually, should it be? For now, it'd be slightly bigger, as you sometimes do with game collectibles. Especially if I make it smaller and more of like a coin thing, it should be slightly bigger. And we're gonna go 0.5, 0.75, like that, something. Actually, well, I think actually collider like that will work better if they're coming at it from the floor, maybe? Something like that. Is that, oh, do I hear what I think I hear? Hold on, is that, ha, this is my music. This is the thing that I made. I recreated level music of a game, and that's that. I thought I heard those trumpets. Okay, we'll try that, which means that you're gonna be on a different layer, I guess. You're gonna be on like a collectible layer. And then go blam, and then... actually, no, you don't, no, actually you don't. Do you need that? No, actually, I guess you don't. No, you should have a collectible tag. Oh, hey, I can get rid of these other tags anymore. So there's that. Collectible, flag, and then disc. Just get the thing, override, go blarg, and then you having an issue because of the stuff that I haven't saved yet. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so you do this stuff, and then on I guess I'm getting ahead of myself with over there, but on start you're gonna then do some kind of update destination, but we'll change what that function does. So if a new collectible, is that even what I want to call it, like search for closest collectible. Just update destination is generic and fine. It might be too generic, but it fits the bill, I guess. So when we update destinations, right now, I tell you, I'm just collectible about this. I need to hypothetically, I guess right now, if there's only one thing in the list, I can just auto target that thing. So I'm actually it would technically save time to be like, if actually, I do need 3 states. If the list is empty, if there's one thing in it, and then if there's more than one thing in it, it should do different stuff. So, I don't really want to make a switch statement for that. No, just if count that count. You had it a second ago. Give it back. Oh wait, no, that's because this what is collectible placer dot active collectibles dot count equals 0. Then we should stop moving. There's nothing to run after, so we should just kind of stop and smell the roses. Is that all I want in there? Yeah, I guess just stop. That should happen at the beginning and then basically never again. So then is equal to 1 specifically, then do other things. Else, which means greater than 1, it should do other things. So what's this? Oh, double sign. Yeah, of course. So this is going to be the common case. I mean, technically, well, I don't think any obvious things to that degree, but technically, it is common, good programming practice that if one outcome of an if else whatever like thing is going to be way more common than another thing, it should kind of be the first option. Technically, 1 is going to be super common, followed by 0, followed by, for the next long while, the more than one case should never happen, but eventually it will be the more common case, in theory. But no, for right now it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so if it's great, if it equals 1, then just get functional first before I worry about that kind of micromanaging performance stuff. Okay, so set the destination to whatever is in that one position. We don't need to do anything. Wait, what is your? Nah, this process. Blah. Your destination just is its position, and that's all you need to do. And make sure if we weren't moving before, we need to start moving. But I need to make sure, I guess, that this doesn't like. If we were already moving, then yeah, that should be fine. And then else, then this would need to go through every item of this list and do a distance check, find the closest one, and then decide that's the one that we're going for. Now, thing I technically might need to consider is what happens if... Right now, the gifts are static. What happens if they're moving? If I want one that's, like, swaying back and forth for some reason. Or eventually when if there's hazard-type things in the level, or like, you know, moving obstacles, or, like, whatever, that might affect what's close, what's far. But I think that kind of stuff we worry about when we get there. I'm gonna, I just put a 2... yeah, we don't need to worry about this right now, but 2 do if more than one collectible find closest. And not just distance closest, but in the nav mesh distance closest. Because you get one that's conceptually closer, but you have to go a big run around to get to it. And that, yeah, I wouldn't want to throw it off. If more than one collectible is active, then find closest. But we'll, yeah, come back to that. That's fine. Okay, so with that being said, so that should update the destination, and then player should just immediately start running at it. So then if update, so in this case, I don't need to update destination every frame if I don't need to. So, good. Then, in terms of deciding that we've hit the thing, this should instead be some kind of void on trigger enter. Yeah, yeah, if other dot compare tag collectible, then we gotta figure out what happens. So then basically we're gonna trigger the fact that we hit the collectible, and I guess I'll just call the function and do that. So what needs to happen when we hit the collectible? We need to do a couple things. So we need to like basically tell hit collectible to disappear. Why can't I spell disappear? Then set off event telling other player to stop. Or to kind of do losing animation. We do winning. Not losing and winning, but more like got a point, or like won or lost the immediate chase rather than the whole game. But whatever. Do winning animation. It's fine. And then what else? Tell collectible placer to spawn new collectible. That's basically all the steps that need to happen. We need to stop moving, I guess. To stop and stop. Something along those lines. But then... yeah, and then... well, I guess I do need a winning animation is over, look for new collectible if exists. Hypothetically, we could look for one and then there isn't one, depending on the timing of things. But yeah, so if there is one, immediately go at it. If there isn't, then wait for one to spawn in. That should set off this message. That should go and do that anyway. Because this has to wait, this will need a coroutine stuff. So I might as well just make this a whole coroutine enumerator. I guess I could still just call it hit collectible, but whatever. Okay, so then start coroutine. Okay, so these things. What's your problem? Because I don't have any yield statements. Yeah. Or not that, but new wait for seconds. We'll say 1. Let's hypothetically it takes 1 second to do the whole thing. Okay, so now we got to move this stuff around and now make all these things happen roughly in order. So first we need, so we have the collectible itself. I'll need to actually go other dot get component collectible dot. I'm gonna need to make some function on it. That's basically like collect, disappear, die, destroy. What do I call this? Got collected. I don't know if I love that name, but whatever. I guess it works. Okay, so that's gonna be a function that we're about to go call. So got. I have this. Save it for it to show up. Yep. No, I'm sorry, what's your problem? I didn't make you public? Am I a fool? No, wait, what's your problem? Void, I am a fool, but for a different reason. Okay, got collected. And then... So, I mean, I'll do, yeah, I'm fine doing this here rather than in here, because then I don't have to pass the reference along to the function. I don't really need to. So we need to set off an event that we haven't made yet for the other player to, so we'll come back to that one. Do winning animation and stop. Right now we don't have any winning animation, but we'll do the stop part, which was to just do this. And I guess actually the nav mesh, well, before like the nav mesh dealt with some of that. I guess I don't even need this bit. Yeah. Right? I don't need to update the position constantly for it to move. I don't believe so. So okay, do stop moving and then agent dot. I believe there's just stop. Yeah. No. Set is stop. Can do. Okay. Do that and then tell collectible placer to spawn new collectible. That's just gonna be get the thing dot. Is it gonna be as easy as just calling? Well, I guess actually, so, oh, not that, hold on, not there, this. I guess that way I would want it to include this, right? Yeah, or actually, I'm already ahead of the game, I already, kind of have that there, so, yes. Why? Public void, yeah, just make it static, it's fine. I can't do coroutine stuff and have it be static, fine. I don't want to have to get a reference to it if I don't got to. The easiest way would be to just... Easiest way would just to make this a... this should now be a singleton. So to do a rough kind of singleton thing, let's public static collectible placer instance. Then go just instance equals this. Technically, I could probably do this. Should be doing this on awake. And I don't need. Sometimes when you make a singleton, which is basically have one of the thing, you have code to be like, if another one shows up, kill it. This can be the only copy. For this, I don't need to go that far with it. I just need a reference to the whatever. Yeah, the static thing to have a reference to the individual not static thing. So then we're gonna go. I make this static. Actually, well, yeah. Make this static and then have this go instance.blah. Do I have to go instance.start coroutine? I don't know if that is required, but anyway, well, I'm gonna say so. Then I can do that, and then it's easy to just call this one over here by just going a little bit like already done. Cool. So I should do that, and then look for a new collectible if it exists. So wait that time, and then go update and destination, which might work or might decide that there's none around yet and wait for the next one to actually spawn in. Good? Yes. So that should work, other than telling the other player to stop. So, and then we need to write the code on the receiving player to do that stopping thing. So we're gonna make an event the same way we did over here. Just going like blarg, and this is gonna be something like other player. Okay, this is gonna be a long name, but it'll be descriptive enough to know what's going on. Other player got collectible. It's long, but we know what it means. So then, well, we need to subscribe to the other. Wait a minute. Hold on. I need to. Well, actually, oh, hey, wait, no, you know, I'll be able to actually make use of object. I should make sure that the sender is not us, right? That'll work. Right, yes. Okay, so make a new function that's gonna be this, and it's gonna be handle other player got collectible. Actually, this is gonna be more, I'm gonna actually purposely name this more generically. Player got collectible, because then we're gonna be like, we're just gonna start with if sender is not equal to this. Make sure that, can I do this actually? Puzzle, type object, can I, why would I think that's better? Why would I, no, yeah, okay, if, send casted to type of, because I know it's going to be this. Is this what, this should, yeah. If the sender is not us, I mean, okay, technically, the slightly better thing to do is, if it equals us, then return, and then otherwise, then do more stuff, so we're not getting drowned in lots of, if statements. Okay, so, then, if the player that is not us, a different player got collectible, then we would, it's like basically do fail and animation and stop. We don't have a fail animation, but for now, just do both of these things, and then we'd wait the same however long the animation is takes, and then look for a new collectible. So same story there. What's your problem? What? Oh, the yield. Yeah, of course you don't like that. Well, enumerator wait to find new collectible, I guess, actually. And actually I can just cross these over, because these are meant to be, they should be the same amount of time, so I can go start with coroutine, wait to find new collectible, and then this can be reused here then, right? Which then means that this doesn't have to be a coroutine, which doesn't affect things that much, but it combines some stuff in a way that's good. Right, so ba. And then, yeah. Okay, so then those get combined, blah, blah, blah. These parts are the same, but in theory, they'll eventually be different. Yeah, so yeah, they might eventually be different, so I'm not going to combine those parts. Mainly just the part of the coroutine. So I like to change the one number there, and then update destination blarg. Okay, so the thing we still need to do is actually setting off this event, which needs to happen something like going other I got collectible plus equals handle player got collectible, blah, and then this, and then event.args.empty. Eventually, at some point, I may need to pass input, but for now, not now. Actually, I don't need the system part at all because we got it up there. Why don't you like this? Because I put this in the wrong spot. Right? You just have that, and then down here when I'm gonna call it, then I go. Where am I calling it? Here by going. Other player got collectible. dot invoke with invoke with this, and then event args dot yes. Got it. And this actually is nicely scalable if I hypothetically were to add more players, I guess. If I hard-code it that we know that there's two and they just hard-code reference each other, that's not as great. Then this, yeah, works better and also nicely filters out itself, regardless of how many players there are. So that, in theory, should work, hopefully. We have written a lot of code without actually testing it, but there was a lot that I need to kind of get functional for this to all not just break immediately. Well, we're gonna find if I've missed something. At least now we're going to actually test things. This should, in theory, work. So now we have one collectible. I'm gonna expect it's gonna have something wrong right off the bat. That's usually how these things go. You're all good, so I can delete that. Delete that one gift box that's there, because when we start, it's gonna spawn another one. Oh, I didn't drag the prefab in. That would be a mistake. Oops. Bam. And I didn't make any public variables that I have to actually, yeah, set up. No, okay, good. Go to play mode and see what happens. So, when we start, first, I shouldn't get a bunch of errors or anything, hopefully. And then in a second, a gift thing will spawn there. And they should run at it. Oh, they're not moving. Oh, no. Well, off to a great start already, I see. So now we get to play the fun game of why didn't they move? Rather than move. Yeah, I mean, they weren't gonna, like, move the wrong way. I think it's kind of either they move or they don't. So my first thing we do is just kind of debugging 101 is just see if code ran in the first place. Just go, this ran. I'm gonna say there's a decent chance that the problem is just that the event didn't trigger or something like that. See. Oh, that's not, well, I mean, yeah, but no, but yeah, but no. That's not the issue, but it's a tiny little thing we don't. This game will never have audio, or currently have the plan to have audio, so I can just get rid of these audio listeners here. Because having audio would kind of mess with whatever's going on stream, potentially. If I decide to add audio, then we can figure that out at some later point in time. I guess I can actually apply it that way. Well, anything on you that changed other than that thing I just changed? I should revert you so you're still going off of the previous thing, right? I believe so. I don't see anything change other than the... Alright, wait, do you already, let me really find... Oh, okay, actually, that's fine. Probably fine, okay. Go! I guess it's still not gonna work, but I just... Now I'll be able to actually see. Okay, so that didn't set off, which is both good and bad. Good that the issue isn't something with the nav mesh or something. It's something before this point. And I gotta see, why did this not do? This bit would have happened, and then collectible placer. I didn't see it even. Oh no, it did spawn in a thing. So this line should have ran. Oh, did I not? Oh, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. It's me being dumb, and I didn't place the code on the thing, right? Is that spin code? You don't have anything else. Yep. Classic case of not putting the code on, so it don't run. Now it should, hopefully. Hey, perfect, awesome. First try, in a way, almost, but not really. Oh, right, they're not, okay. So now the issue is, I think I didn't, these guys don't actually have colliders on them, or like, they have their fancy, nav mesh stuff on, but I don't think they have actual traditional colliders, and I don't think those go well with each other. So we're gonna add, it seems appropriate to add a box collider. I don't know if that's gonna mess with things, though, in ways that I don't want, but we're gonna find out. You know, because actually these are just for... Can I make this a trigger collider and have it still work? I don't know. Well, I was gonna say, because this doesn't really need to interact with anything, and I don't want the players to interact with each other necessarily. It worked well. I mean, I kind of actually would, well, I don't want them to get stuck on each other, but I guess I would want them to go around each other. Oh, they're still not... Interesting. Okay, wait, hold on. Also, did that randomize go to this exact same place? Am I crazy on that? No. Okay, yeah, okay, cool. That's good. Did you at least... You stopped, and you stopped your... Am I crazy that you were bouncing and then you weren't? If I debug this, can I see the... No, I'm not gonna... You can see the list. Static properties don't play nice. I want to see how this was behaving in the list, but I don't get to. While I'm figuring this out, just kind of put this stuff format just to be consistent with the brackets a little bit. Okay, so it interacted with the thing. I guess next thing to test is, so this bit ran. Where are you? I'm gonna guess this didn't. Maybe my next guess. I'll keep going down. And yeah, I know breakpoints are a thing. And, well, that'll... I might test that soon, but this can work faster. Just see bare minimum. That did run. Oh, it did spot another one. It didn't delete the previous one. Oh, I never finished the code to delete the one. Yes. Right. Oh, so this never even calls this event, right? No, it calls it there. Until ready. That's for the new one. Oh no, one that gets deleted doesn't need to. It just needs to. Orator. This also needs to remove itself from the list. Oh, I know what's happening. It's spawning new one, but because I set up the code like, oh, there will only really be one for now, so I don't gotta worry about more than one. The one that's still around is messing with that. Okay, yes. And even if it wasn't, it would still be the closest one. It needs to remove itself from the list. That's fine. Okay, easy solution. Just need to, wait to, I don't know, destroy or something. And then we're actually just destroy game object. But as soon as it's collected, it should remove itself from that list immediately. So start coroutine, wait to destroy. Black. But then here, we're gonna go collectible placer dot active collectibles dot remove this. Oops. Yeah. And hopefully, that'll work without issues. Alright, cool. Let's see it work. And I'm out of water. That will be feel soon. Oh. Okay, not quite yet. Wait. Oh no. Why did... Oh no. Wait, the collectible didn't get destroyed, but it did, but then didn't, and something was referencing it, and then... Oh no. Well... Whoops. While I'm just sorting things out, some of these don't need update functions. Well, I think now I might actually start using proper breakpoints as well. Should. So where did it trip up? It looked like when the first player interacted with it, it didn't do anything. Actually, what might be a good test for now is to just, the problem is like a collectible isn't even like collecting and then showing up elsewhere. I could try just disabling one of the players for now and just let one player interact with thing and see what happens. I'm still gonna set up breakpoint. Yeah, here and here. It doesn't matter that much. It's also a little bit like, usually if I'm programming something like this on my own, I'll be able to go back with, actually use my multiple monitors. So I will here just for a second. Yep, it spawned the first one. Yep. And then you go get your thing. Yeah. Got collected. Removing itself from the list just to see it has one thing in it. And then... is there an extra step that I need to still do? You go do the wait to destroy thing, sure. Then... then back on... Okay, I guess I can put this up here now. So here starts running this stuff. Let's see what it actually does. Goes to invoke that event, and then it does stop itself. Yes, stops moving. Tell thing to spawn new collectibles, stop all coroutines, and then starts to spawn a new one. I guess I'll put a thing there just to then see what it's doing at that point. Okay. It does do that, instantiates, sure. And then here, it's back here after this second, and then at the moment this has nothing in it, and then it adds a one. So maybe it is just that this... Where did the error come from then? Because then that should go here. Okay, no, that is doing what it looks like it should be doing. This thing currently has one thing in it. Yeah, do that. Local 0 should be just that one. Okay, that looks correct. So what part's going wrong? That looked functionally correct, but it's not. And now it's not moving. But now it's not erroring either. What? Why? It errored before, but then it didn't now, and so you didn't try to update your path. Why? Update destination should have made that go. Oh! Oh, wait. If I stop, nav mesh, don't I have to, like, restart it? Isn't that a thing? Setting the destination isn't enough. I can set the destination, but then I have to, like, I don't know, start, activate, what is... Or no, or do I have to set is stop to false? I'm gonna resume, maybe? You're deprecate, I want to see what you say that you're replaced with. Set is stopped, really, okay. Is stopped equals true. False. Like, false, double negative, kind of. Okay, should just be that. Why it didn't move was just because I have to restart it in that way. Fine. Go! All the way over here. Round the corner. Oh, wait, oh right, no, sorry, I forgot. It's delayed going away because I specifically did that. I, temporarily, because eventually it might have some animation of being collected. Temporarily, at the start of here, I'm just gonna go, game object dot, locals, oh, no, trans, actually, I guess I could set active. No, if I set active false, then I don't know if this code will still run. So let's go transform dot local scale equals vector 3.0. Yeah. Yeah, and even before I, like, if I make some fancy animation a bit, like, whoa, growing into place, I might just, I could whip up some kind of quick, when it spawns, scale is at 0, and then just grows to 1. And then stops. I can maybe whip up something like that. Also, is the camera being, why is the camera being that way? Okay, that's a separate thing to mess with in a second. That wasn't for me applying the prefab stuff I just did. I hope not. I'll find out in a minute. Me disabling the other player shouldn't have done that, but... Okay, so this seems to be working good with one player. Good. I don't know why there was an error one time and then it didn't show up again, even though I didn't think I would have changed code to have made that error not happen, but... Oh, well, oh, you are... what did I do to you? Uh-oh. Player 2 is fine, player 1 isn't. Oh, no. Well, let me apply stuff here if... Oh, well... Okay, maybe that wasn't a smart idea. Wait, applying something on the player made the camera break. What? Was it because this needs to be set? Oh, it does, right. Why did that get unset? Okay. It's a layer thing of what these cameras, how they choose what to follow. Also, while I'm here, I notice I can get rid of, this layer ain't used, and this also isn't used anymore. I won't move the other ones up, though. That's fine. Now they should move again. If they are moving, if this is then hopefully working, I might make another build to replace what's actually actively below stream. Perhaps. Okay, that thing. You stopped. Awesome. They're going. Yeah, they're finally in an actual competition. It's already empty. I established that earlier. Okay. Good start, I guess. That took a bit, but a lot of little steps to get it all functional. And then good kind of future-proofing for add more things later, just having it actually work. Right now it is, if there's multiple gifts, it'll just track the first one in the list, which will be the oldest gift, I guess? Yeah. Which isn't amazing, but I guess it's not the worst. Yeah. Also, I'm noticing it makes complete sense, but these nav meshes going to follow things, they hug the walls. I kind of want more going through the middle. I could try to force that by just making these super thin paths, but that doesn't feel like a great solution to that. I mean, I could... I mean, even I just, you know, put some kind of holes in the road and whatnot, so that's actually weave around them. That would help a little bit, I guess, but I don't know if I want to do that just yet. One thing I do want to do is, this might be hard to, like, replicate to test, but I know they are capable of running into each other. Actually, I just want to double check one thing. If I have them running after this gift, if I move it, they don't, do they follow it, or do they just go to where the gift was? Yeah. I'd have to, every frame, update this thing's, the position. Actually, you know what? That'll be a good, that is good test for making them run into each other. I want them to not do that. Two solutions are either one, I make them go through each other, or I might see if I can try to do some, I believe you can add like an obstacle, how would I, can I make, what's the easy, I know if you have like a player that has one set of stuff and an enemy that has another set of stuff, you can make them, like avoid each other. I don't know if them being the same on the same sort of stuff. Let's go nav mesh obstacle. I know that nav mesh obstacle is a thing, but I don't know if it's gonna work for me. Yeah, nav mesh agent and obstacle come active at the same time. Yeah, can I? I should just double check with the more like way you're supposed to do this. Immunity, nav, mesh, avoid. Because normally nav mesh obstacle is meant to be more like, here's a thing that doesn't move, but it's an obstacle in the road that thing might move around to like a thing to go around, I believe. If I want a nav mesh, yeah, nav mesh avoid other agents. I believe it's supposed to be a quick thing. What is the way that I'm supposed to be? Avoidance priority. Oh, that's a thing I can set? If performing avoidance, agents of lower priority are ignored. The valid range from 0 to 99 or even more. Oh, default 50. But default, but wait, what? Wait, so I have to make one prioritize the other, so one would go around the other. They won't both go around each other? Is that what I'm seeing? Hold on. Yeah, don't use obstacles on agents that you can always play well with each other. You avoid the priority is the way to go. You randomly change that. So I have to kind of let one be priority then. Well, let's say, okay, I'm seeing that, like, if I put obstacle on here, I might not necessarily immediately see totally bad behavior, but, oh, carb, oh, that's carb on the station. Oh, that's cool, but also I can see it being an issue. We're gonna go box, but we're gonna go 5. Wait, can I? 1.1.1? Or 2.5. How did you go from a second ago? You were barely. How is 0.5 doing? Oh, okay, sure. I just want to see. Yeah, let's see what this is gonna do. This is gonna make the nav mesh like recalculate all things though, right? So I shouldn't actually have this carved thing on this way. Oh, it's. Oh. I see funky behavior when they're standing still. Oh, carve only stationary. Oh, when they're stationary, they're carving. What happens if I carve? Oh, this is gonna be extra funky, right? Oh, they're not having a good time. Right. Yes. Okay. But if I have you on, don't carve. Just messing around to see what goes on. Okay, no immediate breaking. If I then take this and move it away... Oh, not that. Nope, I was trying to get you. Hold on. Nope. No, come back here. No, you don't. Okay, now they should... So what, like... Well, because they're trying to go to the same spot, this might not work how I want it to. It almost looks like they're avoiding each other. They do actually go... Unsure. Let me instead... If this is supposedly a thing that's not supposed to be used and is giving me warnings, I might instead try this priority thing that apparently exists. Well, what I could do, because like, part of me is like, I want these two players to be like identical, and if I give one an advantage over the other, if one has to like move around the other one, I mean, it's very unlikely for them to be moving towards each other necessarily, but it can happen. I could just go nav mesh dot agent dot obstacle avoidance type equals, so the default is 50, so let's go 50 plus random dot range, or I should equal random dot range. Why are you not giving me, okay, you're gonna, okay, unity engine dot random dot range. What are your bounds? Oh, most important is 0. 0 is high. 0 and, well, I guess 100 to, yeah. Ooh, you don't like this though? Level quality of avoidance. Oh wait, this is not. Avoidance priority. Avoidance priority equals that. What was that avoidance type though? Is that actually, that might be a different thing I might need to set for something? Let's go skim for it and find out what its default value is. Well, you have precision of optimal avoidance against the processor load required to achieve it. That quality performance will depend heavily on the complexity of the scene, but as a general rule, the faster performance we achieve at the cost of quality and vice versa. Yeah, okay. But you don't tell me what, oh, it's just here. Ah, I see. Well, you say high quality. You didn't seem to be trying to do that much. Okay, so now I just need a situation where they're going to, nope, not have one spawn right beside one. Nope, stop that randomness. Oh, actually got a error. Okay, so that was what caused by an obstacle. For no error to be here, that would have to mean that there wasn't 0, there wasn't 1. How would it get to how? If 2 existed and then 1 got deleted or something. If 1 gets deleted, it does rearrange the no, it's not gonna be the only one that exists being number 2, right? I believe. It's not supposed to get here, but that's from 1 spawning and getting collected too fast. Type of type collectibles in server, you're still trying to access it. How? Like, I could put a null check in here, but this shouldn't be able to happen, right? Let me double check that it gets removed from the list and then a second later it dies. So how should it be capable of... I don't mistakenly destroy it anywhere else, right? No, it's got collection. How is that possible? I'm not sure. I guess until I figure it out, I can put a just null reference in here. I mean, again, the code shouldn't even get to here right now. Somehow it is, though. I guess I just, if this is not equal to null, it doesn't solve the problem, it's gonna be more of an issue for later, but I guess we'll worry about that then. So the else in this case, I mean, I guess it didn't find anything. We're just gonna, I guess, do that, which isn't great necessarily, but I guess it might work. Not the issue I was trying to solve, anyway. They were also still just running into each other, so what gives? Show avoidance. Why do you seem to not be avoiding as much as you should be? Okay, wait for them to get closer to each other. I mean, I don't know if that's just happening because I'm messing with where they think they're trying to go. They can, like, he's at his destination, this one's trying to get to that destination, maybe because it's the destination. That's why we're running right into each other when they would otherwise go around each other, but... Here, just to make sure of that, I'm going to temporarily do a different thing. Just go void. In update, just go update destination every frame. Temporarily, performance will go down, but that means that if the gift thing moves, then I can drag it around and have them chase it real quick. Yeah, you can't get this. Yeah. Whoa, whoa, nope. Accidentally made you collect it. Oh. I just need them to run into each other. And see if they actually kind of avoid. Not at all. Why not? Why not? Why is this not working? There's no avoiding going on whatsoever. Pro agents show. Oh, what is this? What are you? What does that even mean? That's the showing avoidance of one player and avoidance of another player or something? I don't quite know. That should be you'd think would be an issue, but no. I assume that means it's like, oh, there's something in the way, go around it or something. I can see that priority. What do they randomize to? If I make you 0. Oh, is that, one is prioritizing over the other, so that's why this one has the thing. But if I make, this one be like 5, now it would notice a thing. But why aren't you doing anything about it? Even if just you were just kind of going like around because you can't get to the thing. Why? Like I said, you gotta go like Unity, nav mesh not avoiding other agents. Why would why is this? Why aren't they doing what they should be doing? So like I can. Oh yeah. Well, actually, I can't even turn off. Well, like, how does this obstacle avoidance? How? Oh! What? Why is that how that works? Okay, I see. I just need to make it wider, sure. avoid seems more like still hit off of each other, but weird. Okay. If I take the thing now and put it like over here, they just like, I mean, I guess it'll look kind of like avoiding, I guess, but they don't, yeah, they just seem to brush off each other. Which kind of seem like, I want them to go around each other if they needed to, hypothetically, not just hit off of each other like that. Oh wait, maybe now they are. What? Can I, show path? Okay, well. Yeah, no, that's gonna help me with that. Okay, if I just put you, like, over here real quick. Let's go over down here or something, and then go. Okay, walls thing's cool. And right now, they're moving at the same speed and all that. Okay, so what happens if I were to... Which one's doing the actual avoiding? It's... Player 1 currently has the higher thing. So yeah, so if I were to hypothetically turn off... Can I just... If I turn off your nav mesh, I don't think that's going to completely... Okay, we're going to ignore that, hopefully. If you, hypothetically, now, were to get set down here, will you... go all the way around, or are you just gonna run into... Oh, you can barely get around. Oh, you just go through it because you're off. Okay, so I want to see if I can set this up as more of a barrier, just to see that it's actually working. Okay, that's a funky one that might not be as easily solved. I will, I guess, temporarily set this to 0.75. 1. 0.75 or something, and we'll call it a day for that. That might be something I come back to. I don't even know if long term, if these things will use nav meshes or to better replicate like 3D platform behavior. They might be better off almost like making a kind of traditional 3D platformer character that we control those inputs, and then having some AI thing that just fake presses the inputs. That'd be super cool. It'd be very difficult to actually do that in any way that actually works good, but hypothetically. And then that could like include jumping. Make like a 3D platformer character that can jump. So like if I wanted to fake jumping rather than doing some kind of AI jump thing, fake like you effectively have a jump button that if you hold it, you do what the jump would look like in a 3D platformer, and then a thing that's like holding buttons. I wouldn't want to like do AI to the degree of like making the neural network or anything. I'm not wanting to go that crazy with this. That's not quite what I mean, I guess I hypothetically could, but I don't think that was the direction I was going with this. More hard-coded, like, traditional old video game AI, enemies running around a level and all that. But just something that looks a little bit more like a 3D platformer character moving around a bit. I guess that'd be more, like, that's more going to be about turning and... Well, before we get deal with jumping, there's dealing with, like, how character turns, especially does, like, a U-turn, and then how the camera would work. Right now, the camera is sloppy. It is very basic, but it works. And it was something I set up quick using Unity's whole cinema machine thing, which is something I've also haven't done a whole lot with, so I want to experiment more with how that worked. And it does have a kind of a bit of a built-in system for a third person falling from behind kind of a thing, but I'll have to do more messing around with if I want to try to use this and make it work with what I'm trying to do, or make a more custom camera system from scratch, a more traditional like camera pivot system that I've done quite a few times. I don't know if I want to get into that right now, because that's more something extra. Like, as long as it took to make collectibles and whatnot, that's something I'm more extra unsure of how I want to do that. I'll do more Googling and figure out, whether and even just looking at more of the intricacies of Cinema Machine, virtual camera, and the virtual machine brain, or Cinema Machine brain and stuff like that. But anyway, we did get collectibles. Well, we had collectibles before, but we have more superior collectible system that I wanted. Good. So that's awesome, I suppose. And yeah, and that they stop and all that. So I'm gonna, with this, I think I'm gonna make a build and have it replace what's currently below there for funsies. Actually, I'm going to close the. Well, actually, I don't know how this works. This is the current one. It's gonna make a second one. I forget whether OBS is gonna be smart enough to like. Oh, no, okay. No, for a second I thought it placed on the same thing. It didn't. It made this, and OBS ain't gonna follow that, right? No, it's going off of the same one that was there a second ago, right? This one, yeah. If I close this, will you catch on? You do. Okay, I just want to mess around with that. That wasn't super important. I could just close both and then open one, whatever. But yeah, that's the thing. We want it to be better, a lot better, but it's a start. It is another piece of the puzzle. So what time is it? 10:30. Okay. So I think what I want to do next, and if what I want to do next, I want to do on stream or not, or I do at some point I want to make actual UIs, an actual kind of a point system. Maybe I make a super basic version of that now, and then save my own time for making it more complicated. So I guess, well, so, because even like design-wise, I gotta figure out what I want for that. But initially, first idea I had with this was having some kind of like two sliders, like a blue one and a green one, that are kind of pushing against each other. And as like one side gets more collectibles, it kind of, you know, the other starts, like, that side grows and the other side starts to shrink or whatever. And then, I don't know what I'd do if it, you know, gets fully to the other side or whatever, but that would require that one side gets a lot in a row. The point is supposed to be a very drawn-out thing that over a long, you know, many-hour stream, it's kind of a bit of a tug-of-war going back and forth. It's meant to be kind of roughly 50-50, but it's like, oh, by the end, one side might have slightly more, as a thing. So, but that how I want to organize that into this. If I do have like sliders along like the bottom of the screen that takes up more space along the side, like we don't have a lot of height to work with, so wasting, you know, having a bar going along the side of the screen. I could have a bar that just goes like from here to here, but that's taking up too much. I don't think I can have the bar thing work like top down. That would look funky. I debated whether I want to do something like, what is it? If I wanted to squeeze over both cameras and then just have a slot over here just for UI that has whatever I decide that I need here. Not sure though. Like, this would have the one benefit of then I could like squeeze this stuff down. Let's see, actually, what math would make that work out? I guess it would depend on how much space I want this to take up. Let's say 0.2. 0.2, so then this has 0.8 to work with, so, and this could have those, this, 0.6 and 0.4. Yeah, 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Yeah, I mean, hypothetically, I could do something like that, and then it is, I mean, slightly closer to the proper, like, 16 by 9, which just makes it easier to comprehend, for being kind of like faking being a game type thing. Then I could potentially have over here for UI, and because there's two potential things to be like UI that I might want for this, right? There's some kind of score system that could just be two numbers that go up, but I feel like having the bar, or it could be numbers inside of a bar or something like that. But then as well, if we start to try to have Twitch chat command that can affect this, having, like, if I have some, like, you know, whatever effect just happened, or some record of, like, the last few things that were set off could be here. But again, that would also be better if it was longer. With how little space the thing down there, like, it takes up, having that, like, trying to fit a lot of text on screen for that might not work super well. I could go extra crazy and make some kind of icon that represents each thing, and then just show, like, the last couple, like, icons, and that'd be more square-like, could maybe work. That would require a lot more design and, like, photoshopping and whatever, and making sure that it's, like, clear. Because then I also got to figure out a better list of, like, potential, you know, things, like what kind of effects could happen. Some could be more visual, cosmetic, whatever, and some could be, I want them to actually be, like, affecting the environment would be cool, such as, like, helping one side, or making the other side do worse by like making one side faster, maybe. Or if we eventually get like obstacles and stuff, it'd be cool if like, oh, spawn a bunch of obstacles around that they have to avoid. Now, in terms of obstacles, I don't think these things are gonna have like health and die, but I might do something similar to my unicycle game where nothing actually kills you, it's all just to slow you down. If this is basically, they're both being erased against the clock against each other. Could have some hazards that if you hit them, then you they slow down or get stunned for a couple seconds and do that like, flickering in and out kind of thing. Or like, I mean, there could be two types of hazards. Hazards like that, or like if it's just like, spawn a thing here and like a thing here and a thing here, so they're actually able to like go around it just to make the environment funkier. That'd be cool. I don't know. It'd be super cool if I had actual like, here's like a thing that's like swinging back and forth as a hazard. If they have to be intelligent enough to wait and then go at the right time, that would be super cool and help them feel more intelligent. And then maybe there could be some like stuff purposely mixed in there that like some randomness with their AI where they can accidentally go at the wrong time and then get hit to also feel like a real player. That'd be super cool. And then that randomness could then be sort of how intelligent the AI is, and then maybe there could be like, that could be a thing to affect the thing, like make one of the AIs intentionally dumber and so more likely to accidentally run into hazards and stuff. That'd be cool. So like that's the kind of like game-y things that'd be awesome to have actually work. And like how far we go with treating these things like it's like a 3D platformer thing that two things are running around in. It'd be cool if, it's common for 3D platformers characters to get an attack, like a crash spin. It'd be cool if they had that kind of a thing. Oh. See, like this right now, it's in very, very early stages. Like this could go very far if we just, keep, adding what these things can do and how they can do those things. And having to be more intelligent with how they're interacting with this environment and the kind of stuff that can be in this environment that can keep scaling more and more, and then how just the environment in general can be with being more maze-like, having more than just square. It'd be cool to have, eventually have stuff that's more sloped and some jumps and all that, but I want to start, before I do any of that stuff, we want this sort of basic version of this to be a lot better, more up and running and whatnot. Yeah. Oh, did they stop? Oh no, why did they? Well, that's not good. They broke. Why did they break? Uh-oh, that's not good. See, that's another thing we need to not happen. If I want this to be running unattended for a while, we need it to not break. I'm also gonna, I'm gonna real quick undo this. Well, I can restart it. What's happening down there, but that's not good long term. I guess I gotta just watch it for a bit. Not this one, the version, in the actual, in here. I guess we'll just keep it. Oh, they already broke. No, they didn't. Why? I don't know. Okay, every time they stop, it's like, oh no. I mean, eventually, even just the polish of the characters themselves. Which again, I also said that long term, I'd like them to not be in the cubes and be actual people running around potentially. Okay, what's going on with you guys? Oh, the collider thing. Oh, hold on, that's a whole thing that I forgot about that I said I wanted to do and I totally didn't do. I don't know if this is what broke it necessarily, but it might be. Is that I want the collider on this to start being off, and only once it's ready, have the collider for it even turn on in the first place. I don't know if that's what broke it, but that's definitely something that could have broken it. So on the collectible itself, it's going to have a private reference to private collider. I believe you can have that be. It doesn't have to be Steer Collider or whatever. Yeah, you can just get it. Something like that. And then on start, go through all this. Once you are considered ready, then let's enable equals true. And then as soon as you get collected, unenabled equals false. So that this could have been a thing. Maybe like while it was doing this, they accidentally ran into it or something. Yeah, those are plausible theories. Oh, broken. Are they already broken again? Wow. Yeah, I didn't even see what happened there. We'll start it again. I mean, we're not gonna. We build this. have it go. Just wait, like, there. Oh, what do you mean you immediately broke? What? No. Did I not? Oh, did I not get the reference? Am I a fool? I am a fool. I didn't even. Equals. This is gonna be on the. Is this on the same game object or was it on the child? This I can just quickly look up. Is on the same thing. Okay. Equals get component collider. Okay, that's the easy thing that I just did not do. Okay. Go. Get to the box. And yeah, so I want to start actually making a list of potential commands. Because ideally, the more, the merrier. Because I could have a thing like even the what gets collected, you know, swap that out. Make like cosmetically, it's a different thing. Like, I don't know. I have to figure that out. Like, I imagine I'm going to make it, you know, some generic coin type thing or some glowing, sparkling thing. Or, yeah, something along those lines. But then maybe it's like, oh, around Halloween is one's like, oh, you can make it change into a skull. Or like, around, you know, Christmas, make it a gift thing. In terms of cosmetic things, it could be like, oh, make it the environment start snowing. And that, if I could, you know, make particle effects to do that kind of thing. I have made a very, very basic, like, rain effect before, but... So, stuff like that would be cool. Yeah. And then, I mean, I could have all of these events, if I have enough of them, it might also just be for funsies, just randomly, occasionally, one will just set off on its own, even without anyone typing anything, just to, you know, show all of what can happen. Yeah, that can be cool. Oh, I'm noticing that this is a thing. Huh. That might be something I have to consider. Right now, they're basically, it makes sense that they're sort of on top of each other. That's something I didn't actually consider too much. They weren't usually doing that much before. I ideally, right, if they are, you know, trying to chase the same collectible, they're going to do that a bit. I would like them to separate. Trying to think of how I can get that more likely to happen. Would be super, super cool, hypothetically, if there were some paths. Well, okay, part of me wants to make the characters very, like, 50-50. But something I could do is have, once the map gets more complicated, have like, here's an area that only blue can go through, and then here's an area that only green can go through. And even though that might be a advantage, disadvantage, if the map itself is decently random and uniform, and maybe these areas are uniform enough, like they're around, like they're, yeah, like you know, in this map, if there was a green path like this, and then a blue path like this, that would still be pretty 50-50 on, like, you know, maybe, you know, gift spawn over here, then green might be slightly luckier. I want to make sure that no gift spawn, like, in those things, but that could be a thing. That'd be one idea that could potentially solve this issue. The other would be if there's, like, hazards, if I do eventually have hazards, if one is ahead and they're both running towards the thing, one gets hit and then is stunned or whatever, and the other one passes him. That could do that. But for now, at least, the issue where they're permanent freezing seems to be fixed, so that's something. Yeah, see, like, the more I think about this, like, the more there's just a lot of cool things that we can do. And have it just continue to get better and better. And then, when I eventually get back properly to working on my actual game, the Handyman with the Unicycle, I would be on board for, like, any things I make for that game. I can reuse some art assets in this, or maybe some, like, some, like, hazard type things, potentially, would be cool. Even if I eventually make a couple levels in Handyman with the Unicycle, taking some assets from a couple different levels and amalgamating them in here, that would be super cool. Yeah. I don't know if I'd go fully. Part of me almost thinks that, like, oh, well, okay, well, blue's getting very lucky. It would potentially be cool to, you know, have this fully just kind of be the art style of Handmade with Unicycle and go with, like, you know, making this guy, you know, person on unicycle or whatever. But I don't know if I want to lean into that degree. I would like to be able to work on how my game Handmade with Unicycle and then have this be its own thing to some degree. Have just two things that are cool and don't have to be exactly the same thing, but we're using some amount of art stuff. This would at least be able to have references to that other game. That doesn't even exist yet. It is very, and you know, I'm talking like it's gonna happen right around the corner. That would be a lot further down the road. But and even just this having references to some of my other things that I've done would be super cool. But yeah, we at least got that collectible thing working, which did take longer than I thought it would, but also is more I mean, one is just me being rusty with this, having to remember how my own code worked and how I set things up. Yeah. Cool. So, I'm also almost stalling a bit, deciding what I want to do, what I want to do next. Because actually, what I think I can set up at least real quickly is a very quick like UI of just a score here and a score here of both sides, and just have them be neck and neck. And just have them be text numbers for now, just to get the functionality of having a score system in the first place, and then I can go off and decide better how I want it to look. I almost, the idea of like two sliders that are pushing against each other, like I like that idea conceptually, but I want to make sure I know exactly how I'm going to slot it in so I don't go through all the work of making it and then decide it's not going to work and then ditch it. But at least having a score at all is something I want, whether represented by numbers or a bar. So let's do that, shall we? So quickest way that I'm going to be doing that is just going blam, and then game side. Technic Pro installed in this project. Okay, I mean, we'll do that real quick, and then installed examples and extras. I think there's some fonts under there I might want to steal. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I haven't done any UI stuff in this project, so you know, I guess that makes total sense. Okay, so canvas, we're gonna go. I want to generically, like, I don't want to just call them blue player and green player necessarily, just because I might, you know, change what they look like if I want the names of game objects to have to be generic, so I can change them without having to change the names and stuff. So player 1. This will also be a prefab at some point, but I will make it more functional before I do that. Actually, I guess this needs to be right there. I'm gonna basically put it right here-ish. So this should put like, I don't know, quickly grab some kind of, just real quick to just give it some pizzazz. Quickly go to 1001 fonts. If I think, my first thought was some kind of just pixely like kind of font. I don't know if that is what I want to go with, what style necessarily. I'm immediately not finding what I want. Some like okay, at least for a starting point, I think this will work. This one I can use for free. Be for commercial use? Booyah. Okay. Let's go blam, and Open Sans is the one that I found that just, I only tested 0.0, so like, I'm gonna hope that it's gonna actually work for what I want. And I just wanna go, oh, I don't know, so I don't know if I need that many things, but okay, boy. It's gonna go kind of like fonts, and just kind of go a little bit like, blah. Yep, okay. Alright, and then I imagine, so like, you know, this one will be blue, have it match the character decently enough, and then, you know, unless we change the character from being blue, at least for now it makes sense to have them, have the text match that, even though I don't have the text do that necessarily. Okay, and then, you know, be bigger. Actually, before I do anything, I should go, scale screen size, which makes things easier. Reference resolution should match what we, the dimensions that this thing currently has, which is 1585 by, I think it's, what are you, 188? Yeah, not a lot of height, as I said, and it might be potentially getting more smushed, so I'll deal with that as I get there. Okay, so something like, oh, I guess, like I'll make, where are you? Oh, you already, you write a line so you'll stick to the edge of this. I do need to sort of account for, if hypothetically, if I do have this being numbered and I have a stream that goes on for a while, this could get to the hundreds, hypothetically, maybe even the thousands. I should, I guess, test with, have 4 zeros, as long as that shows up, then ideally it's good. Oh yeah, well, I guess, okay, yeah, actually seeing, well, or no, this isn't even, just this bowl is actually almost good enough. Oh, I don't want to underline, but, I wanted to actually take you and duplicate you and pick a different font. You try open. So, how do I? This is. Is this the? I haven't done TextMate Pro stuff in a little bit. Wait, why did you not? There was a, do you want to go apply something, and then it didn't, like, do that. Yeah, this, and then apply. Whatever. That's fine, probably. Okay. This and go blam. You didn't change. Okay, bro, I didn't do something right. How do I actually change front and easily again? I know there's like this funkier stuff with setting up materials and da 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 da. This didn't seem like it did what it was supposed to, and that's not showing up there. Then test it in normal text, like in normal old Unity text stuff, it just drag and drop, and it just does. I don't know why this is being funky. Why? It did update those. Oh, these all. Oh, those all changed to none. It's probably no. Oh, I see this. Oh, it's using the fallback one because I see this having 0. Why did it not accept it? The font. Is it just that one particularly that I went with is maybe broken? I'm just go with the normal, regular, and hope that it likes that. Go back here. I see lots of 0s, and that's not good. Okay, I'm definitely doing something funky here. I don't love that. How does this have 2? Am I misunderstanding this? Are you 2? Yeah, this is what it's got grabbed for all of those, but I just do this and then blah. Or Botto, why do I? Oh, that's in here somewhere. What was? Oh no! Oh, fallback is not what I was looking for. Well, not what I wanted. But, oops. Not that one. It was the regular one. This one. And then blah. Actually, do stuff maybe. Nope. All 0s. I will. Okay, that's something. I guess I'm gonna look into that later. I don't want to mess with dis at the moment. We're gonna, yeah, just go with normal font, which isn't even showing up now. Nah. Fine. Oh. Well, that wouldn't have. I mean, I do have what? Oh. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna use presets. I guess. I guess it's slightly better than complete default, I guess. Whatever. Okay, let's just move on, get it programmatically functional, and I can mess with all that later. Okay, so to be functional, first thing I'm gonna do is make it a prefab. And I'll make probably a prefab variant for the clear 2 score, but I'll wait until this is functional first. Okay, so scripts. Oh wait, I'll do here, not there, not in text and stuff. Blam and radio here, and here I want to make new code. Blam, and this is gonna be score UI. And there'll be one on each of them. Well, do I want? Actually, does it matter to? Well, okay. I was gonna have them be independent. If I hypothetically might at some point like do something that makes them related to each other, I might actually want. If these are gonna be 2 independent scores, like right now they're potentially gonna be. They could be treated separately, and each player is hooked up to their own score thing. But I think eventually, if I want them to be more related and, you know, being a bar type thing, I might want one script that manages both of them so that it can raise one and lower the other potentially. Just deciding if that is what I want. Yeah, let's go. Score manager can be in there. Well, actually, it'd probably be best to have a separate. Geez, how do I want to do this? Hold on. Well, I guess maybe it'd be best to have it be on its own until I know by necessity it needs to be separate. Because as I said, I don't even know if I'm going to go with that bar style necessarily. So I guess, yeah, just do it as is for now. So public, we're going to need a reference to the text, which is going to be Technos Pro asset, meaning I need to go using TMP row, and then public is like text asset, I think. It's gonna be score text, and this will be a thing that I can change. Make it private, and this is on the individual thing. It can do this equals get component blah, and then dot text equals whatever. It'll start equaling 0 for sure. I kind of like the idea of it can start at 0, but I kind of like the idea of it having the trail zeros like an arcade thing. I don't know if it should have 4 though. Well, have it have 2 trailing zeros, but then when it goes to 100. I don't know, I like the idea of it being at least 0, 0. Yeah, I will, format that better at some point. What is your problem? Read only. Oh, it's not a text asset, is it? It's, the text. What is it TMP text? This one, right? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Not an update. Hold on. In start, we'll go blah. Okay, so this is the score. Like this code is mostly just to handle the UI. There's gonna need to be other code to handle the. Well, do I want to separate having a score manager that just treats? I mean, right now the score is just add 1, take away 1, and most of the work is gonna be on the UI itself. So yeah, I guess it's gonna be simple enough that having it all together probably fine. Yeah. So okay, we'll have a separate private int current score equals 0, and I don't think I really need that, but fine, it's fine. Okay. And then I don't think update will do anything, but we'll see. Unless there's any kind of idle events going on with like some funky like whatever UI that could happen. But for now, we'll leave it blank. Of course, that's just gonna be more for polish stuff. So we're basically gonna have some public function that gets called by like the player or something. It's like public void add score or something like that. That's gonna increase score, and then update the UI. That's just gonna be like text equals current score dot toString. Can't I put in like? Isn't that how I can? What's the? There's like a super easy way to be like, format this number in a way that it shows up having 2 things. Unity toString okay, 2 decimal places is one thing, but F2 is, hold on, not going for decimal. 2, what would you call digits? Just two digits. How would one I see. Okay, I see more generic things. So it's string.format. Well, I might actually. Okay. String.format. And then I see doing funky stuff in squiggly brackets. Yeah, I vaguely remember this. Okay, it's just things I haven't done in a while. So I can do that if I want 2 places after. I can do that. Is that? You know that? Wait. No, I see like this as to 2 decimal places, so I'm inferring from that just this is gonna hopefully do what I want beyond that. And then, yeah, and then something like this. It might work, it might not. Actually, if this is the case, I can hard set this to 0, or I could use the same thing and current score just being 0 would work there. Just to be consistent with it. Okay, so I then need to actually have something called this. So in theory, currently each player needs to have a reference to their own score UI. Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna go public score UI, and then blam, and then when they get the collectible, it should add immediately. It could add like after the thing collects, but I think I'll have it add right away. Hold on. Where is this exactly? Handle player got collectible. I guess it can just be in here. So, add to score. Blah. Add to score dot add score. Simple as that. Yeah. Well, okay, I'm depending on how I treat the collectibles, right? Like, I either treat it like picking up, like in 3D platformer games as you do, like, I can treat this with, like, the tiny bit of, like, ooh, you got the thing. Like, you collecting, think of examples, you know, blue coins in Mario Sunshine, or, you know, like, those kind of collectibles. Or is this on the level of Shine Sprites and or Power Stars or Power Cells or Jiggies or other games with collectibles? Time pieces. Do I give it that level of fanfare every single time? Or something in between? In those kind of cases, usually I'll do the thing, do the animation, and then would add the number at the end of it, possibly, or in the middle of it. I guess we'll come back to the idea of that. That depends on how frequently a collectible is being gotten. It'd be cool, you know, eventually if this is a huge sprawling maze, there's only one collectible in, and they're traveling for like 5 minutes to run all the way there. I mean, I don't know if I'd want it to be that far apart, but maybe if the environment is worthy of that, to have it really feel like a hunt for, you know, going across the map for it, depending on where it spawns. And the bigger the map is, the less likely it is for the next collectible to spawn right beside somebody. But it could happen, and it's like, oh yeah, awesome, right there. We'll see. That's the kind of thing I address later, and that might be after I, you know, have at least some kind of animation for the collectible thing. Anyway, so with this, I'm gonna apply you, and then I will duplicate you for player 2 score. Can I actually? I should make How do I quickly make this into a prefab variant? There's like, I can go here and then go, or I can drag it in as a new spot and call it, or actually, wait, no, I'd want to duplicate it as player 2 score, or whatever. Not player 12, and then go, bam, and then prefab variant, right? That's the proper way to do that, and then I'm just making this one green, and then placing it on this side of the line. Oh, why are you not? Do it from here. Yes, okay, blah. And then we're gonna anchor you to the left, so the both sides are kind of hugging the line-ish, roughly. I don't know if those are lined up as I would like them to be. I guess this would be up by 1, and then I think it should be exact-ish. Okay, so this is, we'll see if it works at all. I gotta drag you to you, and then you to you. Right. Go! Okay. It successfully... Oh, wait, no, it didn't format right. It went to 0, but that's not what I want. Oh, okay, I'm seeing a thing that I think this needs to be 2 hashtags? Is that what I'm seeing, to have it be 2 leading zeros? Or 2 or more? No. Does this... I don't know what the exact, like... If I actually just Google specifically what the parts of that mean, that would help. I'll just play this as it is. How are you meant to do? Quick overview. Tell me how. Why? How? No. Time. Oh, I can very easily funky. Oh, that's funky. I can, not that I need it, I can put in like this. So okay, this 0 is not, okay, I get the point of the first 0. The first number, it's, I recognize that, so when you do this, you do like, you know, this in this kind of formatting, and then each of these will be a variable afterwards. I get that, I just didn't realize that, I just clued in that that is applying in that way. So that's the first 0 is for, and then comma, or colon, and then the formatting it gets get. So if I do this, it's gonna show up as a date. Not at all what I need, but just to prove my understanding of this. And kind of funny. Yeah, it's gonna... No? Wait. That didn't even work. Kind of concerns me slightly. Is it actually? Wait, is it Oh no, I'm a fool because I'm updating it one place and not the other, right? That's okay. That being said, that's a good sign that having this duplicated code is wrong. But I don't want to. I'd combine these into a function. I don't want to. I mean, like, okay, I guess I go. I'd update score UI or something like that, and then put blah, and then blah, and then put U. I guess that's better, but with in theory that there will eventually be more here and more here, so it doesn't feel that wasteful. Okay, so whether that was working or not, so that's gonna show up as a still no. What do you mean? Why not? I thought I'd do that as a funky, like, oh, this. Oh, am I looking at the right? Is this just normal? This isn't C#. I'm not looking at the wrong thing. I mean, this isn't what I need to do, but the fact that that isn't working either almost leads me to believe that. Oh no, it doesn't. I thought it would turn 0 into some default. Maybe that's actually. Maybe that's why. Hold on. Let me just test the thing. Let me go do this. And even though this is an int, it should add. It should go put 0.00 just to test that that's even working, right? Correct. Also no. Okay, why is it just doing nothing? Nothing at all of what it's supposed to do. Why? Is it something? It would be something I'm doing here. It is changing from the 4 zeros into 1, so like the code there is working. Does that have to be? I see. No. Yeah, I see in some cases being big string dot. Is that maybe part of why using serious stuff? Yeah, no, I didn't think that. Well, if I do that, does that somehow count as being some slightly different function that has slightly different rules? No, didn't think so. Why? Why are you doing? This is supposed to be easy. Why are you not doing any of what you are supposed to do? You could, you know, do that. Oh, that would be great. And yeah, okay, yeah, okay, I thought so. And then I can get rid of those two, but whatever. Oh wait, did I? Hold on. This is supposed to be. Or actually, does that matter? Oh, it changed from being. Oh, it changed. Okay, that's a sign. A sign that this is. Gonna actually recognize it as being a thing. No, what do you mean? This is capable of having this in here. Yeah. It's just choosing not to. Why? This is not. This shouldn't be hard in the slightest. What are you doing? Doing this to string. Surely that's not. Like, that shouldn't matter for this, right? I would think so, because it's just still passing in some input. That's going into all that, right? That's... Oh, that actually... What? Why? I didn't think that would matter, because it's just... Something's going to get converted to a string anyway that's just going to be turned into that, I thought. Okay, fine. Do that way. So, now, just like this, is it going to work? I didn't think that mattered. Oh, well. I thought even if you passed in a string, it would extra do formatting. Wow, okay. Fine. Be that way. Did the thing. Very well done. Alright, that didn't take too outlandishly long. I mean, it kind of did, but also it's working, so it's fine. Wait a minute. Is green collecting collectible making... Oh, no, wait. Green collecting collectible isn't making the blue side go up, right? That's not a thing that's happening? It's just blue getting unlucky? Or am I crazy? Uh-huh. Just waiting to... Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Why in the name of sanity would that even be happening? How... This code is so small and, like... theoretically simple, why would I drag the right things in the right places, right? Yeah. It's just, all it does is just call the function. Why would it's sometimes updating the wrong number? How is that even possible for something this simple? Well, I've got to just quickly go in and... They definitely should be pointing to the correct text on a particular player. Oh, this is inside the thing. Oh, I'm a fool. I'm a fool. Wait, does that mean it's always going to the opposite side? Is that, wait, what's been happening? Is it always 100% of the time doing the opposite side and I'm just being blind to that? Maybe. Yeah, this code's in the wrong place. This needs to be not in, oops. Oh, nope. Okay. That's fine. This wasn't that bad. I just, yeah. Wrong area. Okay, so that should be right after hit collectible. This function doesn't matter where it can be there, I guess. Potentially it might be after. Could potentially be after that at some point, but not now. Right now, work successfully. And then how many leading zeros that we have, we will decide that. Like that in theory should be easily changeable. Alright, now you can. Boom. Good. We have some way to track who is winning in some capacity. Because then, I don't know, that can just be an extra thing that by the end of the stream, you know, who happens to be winning. Whoa. Yeah, okay. Cool. It's not, like, the UI of it ain't great, of course. But ideally, we eventually make it far more interesting. Is the plan. Okay, cool. Well, that is nice and awesome and neat and all of that. I might also, real quick, the gift itself, its colors are fine, but I initially, like, I had two gifts and I gave them different colors to slightly set them apart. I might change, if there's now one, what do I go back to? I could go red. Well, I don't want to be Christmassy. I had the other one as yellow at one point. I think I might go back to that real quick. Yellow with... Actually, I mean, is the green on top might not be... Initially, I think the green was on top because this was the present that the green one collected. I want a color that doesn't particularly match any of them. So something like that, maybe? Actually, I'm just curious what happens if I go, like, black. Or, oh, that kind of interesting. Or pure white. Not that much. Give me a color with, like, a bit of a shine. It doesn't have to be all one thing. Yeah. So I was gonna go away from this, but something that I like is that it's kind of the colors of it are reminding me of like a star in Mario or like that. Mostly yellow with a little bit of like a white shine. I mean, not to the same degree, but like just the main color here is yellow and the white is almost like an accenting color, but it not being pure white. He's going towards the blue. We go like. Actually, I think I like that last one. This way. Like here and then dimmer. Oh, that feels a little more unique. I'll do more changing to it, but and that against this pure white background. Like, ideally, this background is eventually going to be more different. But yeah, there it is. It there and be standing out, I guess. Sure. Yeah. Cool. And with that, I will make a new build, and hopefully that's gonna be all working. Build and run. And I'll show up down there in a second. And then, yeah. Cool. So now, first let me see if it's showing up correctly. I'll let it run for a couple seconds to make sure it is going to continue to correctly run. I think so. Okay, one next thing I want to do that's on my mind is, so, like, I know that this environment is plain even just by how the nav mesh is, and I was like, oh, like, with the whole, like, this is how it's just gonna be as a start, and I'll make it fancier later. I think I want to do a slight bit of that making fancier now, and I have just an idea. I've just thought of how I want to do that. Let me just... Whoa. The Pro Builder is having issues with that? Okay, fine. Well, other that another time, I don't really need to do that. Oh, is that right there is from baked lighting. Right, baking lighting on stream is not something I want to do ideally because that's going to have issues. Like it'll take all of the performance and leave none for me. None for the stream. Okay, so my idea was to have some quick like slice down the middle maybe just to see what that would look like. Although blocking this out is a little bit not going to be too friendly. If I did this, actually made this like Pro Builder or something, it might be better. But maybe as a temporary thing, I'll just make it a straight slice, and then on my own time, I can make it more. Maybe I'll make it super thin, be almost like it's hidden away. I then need to. I have a separate. Okay, we'll have the mesh of what's just called. What is the block out, but will eventually be the actual. You know, level stuff. No. Grab the right arrow. That, turn you this way. Is that barely going where it should be? Yeah. And then I have a separate block out for the nav mesh because I thought that would be just so I could more clearly define like where is walkable even by the for a block out. Put you there and then like that, I guess. Well, actually, but then this also needs to be thinner. Not on that side. On that side, something along those lines. Why is this isn't fully? You know, I'll let it be slightly off center. But I don't need an area that's like fully symmetrical. Ideally, you know, it's better to have the asymmetry. Yeah, and with a block out, this is actually like if I wanted to have a quick like cut down there or something, just to be slightly different. That is a bit harder to do. So, either I should be doing the block out in Pro Builder, which I have not used in a while, or purely like in Blender or something. But then mapping out, trying to get a block out in Blender to like, you know, be fine with like scale of stuff and whatever might be funky. But anyway, that's something I'll again worry on my own time. Okay, so we'll bake nav mesh. Oh, it's not even going down here. I need this to be. Oh, right, that's a whole, right, thing that I might change is that where I have this, it then, you know, from its avoidance, it goes further in. I might change that to be less so that it perfectly goes to that, but I'll just see if that introduces any problems. Actually, well, can I, okay, hold on, no, okay, we'll just, this I'm just gonna extend, it should be fine. Where is this floor? Longer. Not that. What? Wait, what floor am I grabbing? What? Not that. This one. And do this. I'm hoping them going along the edges, they won't just be going through the thing. That's my concern there. But I guess we'll just quickly see what happens. Bake you. Oh, no, actually, that should be fine then. Okay. That. Good. Hide these. I don't even know if this is the best way to maybe going about this, but it works, so it's good. Hopefully. Alright, do that, and then I just want to see. That's slightly more places for the thing to spawn. Oh, I didn't put back the, oh. Well, I didn't put back the random, I have to bake this. I will clear the lighting for now, just to have that not be like that. Oh, well, that's gonna, okay, yeah, that's fine. The random other building pieces that I had. I was about to say, what if I kept them here and let them be an underground area? The camera is not gonna like that in the slightest, though, right? That is correct thing. I want to see exactly what this camera does. Oh, here they go. Oh, wait. Is it good? It spawned 3 in a row in the tunnel. I wanted this to be a rare area. 4 in a row in the tunnel. Why are you doing 5 in a row? 6. Spawn 1 somewhere else. Why is it doing this? Okay, I have a cheat I think it's because of the, you know, it's spawning in a random area around here, so it's more likely to pick kind of in the center, and then it's just kind of correcting to the center. I'm gonna, actually, I'm just gonna raise this up, but they kind of, well, you know what? Here what I can do. It's just a funky temp thing. Pretend that this is something with some kind of weird arches. Hold on. I'll extend you upwards in some weird, funky way. This is weird and is not in. I don't know what this is or why this is, but it is for now. Anyways, so just so yeah, the camera can behave better. But then also a thing that's going to be a temporary, not great, but should work enough for now fix is on the collectible manager. If I just if I increase this to, let's say, 30 on both of these, then it's like random area to place collectibles goes all the way out to, oh wait, where's 30? Wait, 30 is, oh wait, I thought I got, wait, oh, I never actually updated. Oh, that actually explains some things. This was meant to be at 30. I thought, maybe did I fix that and undo it and not realize it? So with that being said, I actually want to increase this to 50. So that wasn't random chance. It actually, like, was always going to spawn in the center there. Whoops. My bad. Now it should spawn more everywhere. It's still going to be very likely to hug the edges, which I don't like, but I'm going to hopefully... I don't have a good immediate fix for that. There's no... I was hoping there's going to be some easy built-in way to be like... in Unity, like, I have this nav mesh, pick a random point on the nav mesh and then go there. But there doesn't seem to be an easy built-in way to do that, other than this. So it's like, draw a visible box around the area and then find closest point. It doesn't, it's not as uniform along the nav mesh as I would like it to be, and it likes to then pick the edges, because it will usually pick somewhere not on the nav mesh and then find the closest point to it. So that's not great. So I'm hoping that I can try to figure something out. Yeah, hopefully I can do that. And there is the more hard-coded option. If I really wanted to, I could just put a couple empty game objects around the map as possible spawn points and have it pick one of those. But I'd prefer, it'd be nice if it was capable of being more random. Another thing I could do is, like, if I do figure out a better uniform random system, I could also, if where it decides it wants to spawn is right beside a player, don't do that. I could try to have it to force it to pick some minimum or maximum or minimum distance of how close it's allowed to spawn to the player. But for now, I'm not going to do that, because for now it can be part of the just like, oh, haha, it's spawned right beside it. That side gets one for free. Ha ha ha. And then also the larger the map gets, the less likely that is to happen. So there is that. Have either of these guys had to go through the center yet? I'm not sure they have. I want to keep this playing long enough just to double check that they will do that. Even if the present doesn't spawn in there. Oh, blue might be... No. Oh, ha! There's... Oh. Wait. Wait a minute. What the heck? How is there... What's going on with them? What the heck? Oh, they're... Wait. Oh, they don't see each other anymore. What? Oh. When did that break? I think I know what controls that, but they don't currently see each other, and I didn't realize that. Whoops. That has to do with what layer... Oh. How does this work again? A funky thing with the virtual Cinemachine virtual camera, the way this stuff, these, oh, this went away. Oh, that's why. Wait, what? Did I use... No. Now I'm unsure of... Hold on. Actually, that probably should be set to everything, right? Whatever, that bit. And then on here, same thing, same deal. Hold on real quick. Let's just fix these guys. So if I put you just in the scene view, just to make this so much faster. Player should be right in front of blue guy. Or like, right now, these two guys are facing each other, and I can prove that by if I just turn, I think, this off. The cameras will freak out, or they won't. Wait, what? Why? No. Why? How does this work again? Hold on. Calling mask. You. Oh no, you just. I thought I had to set it that way at some point to use these, or else they would. Yeah, this. Otherwise, this would happen. How the virtual camera decides what thing to follow. It depends on stuff on certain layers, and it's weird. And I don't know why it goes off the culling mask for that, but for some reason it does. Right. How did I had this working earlier, didn't I? You look at player one, but you have these two, so why do you even? And you have both of those. Yep. I don't remember how I had this working before, but this, I remember being funky and it being weird in the way that it was layer dependent, where like each player would require their own layer, which then seemed like you're then limited by how many layers you have. I mean, you have like 32, but still, it's weird to have that upper limit. Unless I was using this massively incorrectly, but I think eventually I'll probably get to a point where I sort of make my own from scratch. I mean, that's what I'm done with my my other game, the Handyman with Unicycle. I don't remember what. Okay, if I go to this and I do. This is on player one, so if I stop doing this, then hey, you're following that, but then this player won't see. But then player two, yeah, isn't on that layer though anymore. Oh wait, didn't I? Wait, I thought I. Oh, there. Okay, I thought I changed that, and I thought I pressed yes, change children. I guess it decided that I didn't. Fair enough. You win game. All right, cool. Now they're okay. That's all. So that's that. But it's weird that to have multiple virtual cameras and main cameras. I mean, I guess it's an uncommon thing. I mean, even have like split screen like this, and have that be in that way. But still, I don't know how that works in like a networking kind of way. I've never done proper like networking, so there's that. Okay, so now I just want to see them, either of them, run through the center. And I want to be confident that that's working. They really grouped up fast. It's not ideal, but it is quite random. Oh, oh, hey! Oh, for a second I was hoping they were gonna separate more because of that. Yeah. I'm gonna need a better solution for that. There's no easy way, because they're both chasing the same target, obviously. Which I want them to be, like, chasing a thing, but in a way where they're more, like, exploring different parts of the map. If they're already separated, it's easy for them to stay separated if whichever one's closer and whatever. If I want them to be chasing the same thing, but be more likely to take different paths, or just, and even if they're taking the same path, just spread apart more. Obviously, I want them to have the same movement speed, otherwise one will be at an advantage or disadvantage. But the idea of hazards that can be like one-hit things, and the hazards, like, if I have a hazard, like, they both run through it, and they both get stunned, and they both keep going, then they're still gonna be in sync. Some hazard that can be, like, something can explode, and then hit one, and then that hazard's gone, so, like, one character is stunned, probably the one in the lead, and the other character can keep going. That would help. And then also, the idea of, here's a path that only one character can go through and not the other, which is, like, funkier, and I have to, like, communicate why that is, and I don't know. Other than, like, if just the road is green, or it's like a green door, or a blue door, or something, like, which is still, like, yeah. So I might do, maybe, other than those things, I might do more brainstorming. Or, okay, weird thing would be, like, here's, okay. I don't know, but, like, here's the main collectible that they want to get, but then if there was like smaller collectibles around that gave them like half points or something. No, I don't know. It'd be weird. It would, like, okay, I don't know if there's some way somehow I could make something like that work, or like smaller collectibles that if they're happening to be closer to them, they get those, or within a certain radius of it, they'll go off and get that, and they can be green or blue or something. I don't know. That's a funky idea. I don't know if that has any merit. But like, I'm trying to just, what are ways that even though they're chasing the same way, if they're chasing the same thing, for them to separate, we either need like one to slow down for some reason, or for one to get a considerable lead, or I want them to be chasing the same main goal, that there's some way to make them temporarily chase something else. Or if they had different abilities of some kind, but I wanted to keep it more 50-50. I mean, it can be, like, they could hypothetically do different stuff and still have it be 50-50, depending on how the map uses, if they had slightly different things. Like, I mean, like if, you know, as a generic thing, if, as I said, if there was like a cut through here that only green can go through and a cut through here that only blue could go through, that is 50-50 still, kind of. But that would rely on symmetry and like having, like, if I want to be able to design an area that's asymmetrical, but then still wanting things to be even as far as the two characters are concerned, that may be tricky to do, but I don't know. Yeah, funky. That's something I can continue to think about and brainstorm and totally come up with an idea for, but for now, it is decent enough. I mean, I could just have, like, right now I have one gift. I did spawn 5, and then they just run towards one, and as soon as one goes away, spawn a new one. But I like the idea of them both chasing the same thing, like it's a race kind of a thing. But it'd be better if they weren't so grouped up, if they would actually separate a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. We'll make another build for here. What time? It's 11:30, so we might end things off soon, I think. Did make good progress. It was a lot of just, oh no, wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? You were working just now. Why did you... Wait, sorry, did I make those changes? Am I a fool? Did I make those changes in edit mode? Hold on. If I go back in play mode here, is it going to be back to both sides falling blue for some reason? No. What do you mean? What? I'm sorry. I was not prepared for a... Okay, apply prefabs. That shouldn't affect anything. Oh boy, is that... Now is not the time for, Now is not the time for build-only bugs. Why? What could be causing anything like that to happen? I mean, something with the camera, right? So, like, I don't even know. Why? Why do this to me now? I mean, I'll try it real quick, just making another build and just seeing what happens. Oh, wait, I have, these both are there. Is it a chance that I was looking at, like, the wrong one? Like, it was an old build or something? No. Why? What the heck? Now is not the time. Just because I'm in disbelief, just to do this one more time. Okay, to test another theory. If I just close this completely and then open it, is there some possibility that some amount of me moving around layers or tags? I think when you delete tags, they don't delete internally immediately until you like close and reopen Unity. I want to say, I don't think layers do that thing, but just to test it, anything weird like that of some local nonsense. If I go back into play mode, no. Well, why? And why have you worked up until now and then decided to break last second? Why? For what purpose? I mean, I might just temporarily have to put it back to that one. The one side's just invisible. And now I currently, yeah, bro, yeah. Yikes. Why? Why is Cinema Machine Camera for this specific split screen kind of purpose with this third? First and follow. So funky. You, yeah. None of you need to be on particular layers. You have player 1 camera, you have player 2 camera, and then you are not there. Where's no this camera needs to where is the calling mask? Not have that and not have nav mesh, and then this one needs to you what? Okay, that's probably it, isn't it? So I don't know why that's breaking sometimes but not other, but that shouldn't have that there, I guess, and maybe now it's gonna work. Please be kind to me. Please fix yourself. Good. Okay. Weird. Good. Glad that that's fixed. Oh, they almost immediately. Well, they immediately. Oh, right. They're grouping up so fast because I put them close together. Right. That spine them across the map like they were before. Definitely helps. Okay, we'll do that real quick. That at least makes them not bunch up as fast. But more likely to... Oh, whoops, wrong side. Let's put them exactly on top of each other, which ain't ideal. Okay, this, and build and run again! One more time! We good? We good. Yes, okay. Fantastic. Yeah, and see, like, it should, in theory, take... longer. How long does it take for them to be completely exactly grouped up? Oh, okay, that didn't take that long. Oh no. Well, yeah, okay, I might have to theorize more about how to best solve that problem. That's more of a design problem rather than it's like a logic problem rather than a things erroring or whatever. Ideally they aren't so bunched together. But yeah, I'll figure that out. But anyways, it seems I probably figured that out. Oh, I didn't mean to. I guess I didn't want to close that just to have it down there for the rest of this, but I can put it back over here. Cool. We did make some decent, good progress. A lot of just figuring out how to do things and having some issues that required some intensive cooling, but oh well, made it through. There's a lot of things that I happen to be more rusty in that I haven't done in a bit, but that's all good. We figured out the things we needed to figure out. I did the changing the font. Yeah, I remember TextMesh Pro being a little bit finicky with that, but I'll figure that out on my own time. But with it being 11:36, I think now's a good decent time to end things off here for now. So that'd be cool and all. Yeah. So with that, rise desk for the end. Good. Okay, so with that said and done, this will be, as I said, this is going to be my last stream for a week. He's saying last, like it's going to be for a while. Just 1 week, and then I'm going to be coming back. It's yeah, I'm going to be working on this a fair bit in the background, I think. But then, well, also the other Blender work that I've been practicing stuff there. Because it would be very nice to get this to a state of, even if it just in the programming state it's currently in, just the environment having a lot more going on would be a good start. I might actually even do more with this test environment. I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure something out. Yeah, but yeah, so it's gonna be last stream for a bit. I did somehow, some way, make it 31 out of 31 days in a row. Had a streak of streaming consistently for an entire month, and that is very cool to have done that. But now I can recover for a tiny bit and, yeah, do more stuff in the background with, as I just said, do more learning of Blender things and work on this animation thing. And at some point, we will get back to working on the anime with Unicycle, but, eventually, after I want this thing to be in a bit of a better state. And even just the rest of my, stream setup, as I said, I may be, improving some stuff with it to some degree. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. I have a bit of a list in mind of some things. I'm sure that I have a lot of little things that I want to do, and I'm sure that in a week I will not get through all of them. But we'll see how many of those I do get through, and what I don't get through, I'll be continuing to do improvements and working on this kind of stuff after I come back. When I come back, I then also think that I'm gonna be streaming like 6 out of 7 days a week, I think. to like have one day off a week to catch up on things, or even like working on some of this stuff in the background. Just so I'm not letting my work in the background pile up as much and things like that, so that I can continue to, so I can more likely to be able to stream 6 days a week consistently a lot further, I think. I gotta figure out my plan for how I want to do, like, so we're still gonna be doing a lot of the game streams that we're doing, but I'm hoping to interlace some coding streams in there as well. I gotta figure out my schedule for that. Back in like December, I had the pattern of basically doing a stream working on the Handyman with a Unicycle, doing a stream working on basically this, some other coding thing that was usually this, and then a stream of playing some game. I kind of had that 3-day cycle going on for a bit. I don't think I'm gonna immediately jump into that, especially because I'm not doing Handyman with a Unicycle at the moment. I don't know if I want to. I could swap that out too. So for the last little bit when we were playing like a lot of games on stream, I was going back and forth between 2 games, back and forth. So maybe I might do coding stream and then like game A, game B, and then cycle like that, maybe. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know for sure how exactly I want to do that. You know, like the first stream that I do when I come back, I don't know what that's gonna be. It's gonna be this, or jumping back into Subnautica, or finishing off Stray, or something like that. We will see. I will figure all of that out when I get to it. Some part of that might depend on how functional that game thing is, and where I am with it, and what when I have a stream working on it, what I would be doing exactly. Which hopefully I more want working on that to be more about doing the programming stuff. I kind of want to be doing more of the environment planning stuff on my own, just as I'm extra rusty with. I'm just trying to learn more with Blender and all that kind of stuff. But we'll see. So yeah, I will figure all that out as I get to it. But for now, I guess this will be last stream. I can say last stream for now for a very short bit, and then I will be back soon-ish. But yeah, it's been awesome, very awesome month with do all the games that we did work through, and all the people that have been here, and all of that awesome stuff. I will to mention again, I do have a Discord, and I do plan to the stuff that I'm working on in between now and then. I will be posting updates, I imagine, from I'll be probably posting like screenshots of as some art stuff here develops, so that'll be a thing. I'm not going to be completely radio silent, ideally, but yeah. So unless I don't think I have any further last announcements. I've repeated myself 10 ways over, but yeah. Anyways, so I guess I will be signing off for now, and see you all in a week, and see how funky the stream looks when I come back. Of how many small improvements that I want to do, how many of those I actually get to. Okay, I have one that I eventually want to redesign my logo. That's definitely not happening in that short of a time frame, because that's going to require some blendering and photoshopping and all that, and just planning what exactly I want out of my new logo profile picture thing. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I'll get there as I get there. So that thing's off for now, and yeah, guess I'll see y'all in a week. So that'll do it for this live stream. If you liked it, look forward to more. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you around. Also, in the time I did my outro thing and all my outro rambling, I see that down there did not break, other than them being a bit squished together. And 35-18, the odds are in Green's favor for now. Anyways, all right. All right. Yep. So, yeah, that'll be it for the stream. See ya!